Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world, this is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
Exclusive pregame coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football is brought to you by
Avon with Michelle Carty, Boone County Journal, Centurion Cares, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, Last Sentinel Firearms, Retrieving Freedom, Sawdust Studios, Southern Boone Booster Club, and
Zealous WBGT. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football on the Eagles Radio Network. Now let's go live to the field to the Show Me Sports Network broadcast booth.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Blake Gazaway here on the Show Me Sports Network, joined by Mike Freeze as we are just a little under half an hour from getting our ball game underway as the Southern Boone County Eagles are hosting the Mexico Bulldogs. Both teams coming in with a record of 0-1. Most importantly, this begins Class 3 District 5 action for both teams as they are chomping at the bit, ready to go. A much improved Southern Boone squad. Mexico, they lost some key starters, but they still put up a good showing last week.
Yes, Mexico is one of those programs that we could qualify as a good program. The last few years they've had a good amount of success. Last year they had a great amount of success. They also had a great amount of success in the basketball program as well. So they're players, they're used to winning. They're led by a 3-year starter at quarterback, and that always means a lot when it comes to this level. However, their line is young. They got a couple sophomores that play a lot. They also they lost their stud running back from last year. That was a lot of fun to watch. But as always, they always have that one guy that if he gets a step or two, he's gone. And that is Mr. Shivers this year for Mexico. So it's a good game, good opportunity for the Eagles. I believe we match up very well against them. I believe we have a good chance to win this game, and like you said, get things off in the district. And I'm sure we'll probably talk about districts and so forth and how that works out as we go throughout the evening.
Well, it is a good matchup, a good test for the Eagles here early in the season. As you mentioned, Mike, about the Bulldogs last year, they ended up losing in the state semifinals. They ended the season with a record of 10-3. So they just found ways to win last year and had no problem doing that. However, they hit the season this year. They were at home last week hosting Centralia and lost by a score of 26-21. In a game that really last year they were putting up 50-plus points a game is what they were averaging. So to start the season off with just 21 points is kind of a shock a little bit. But they go back to the horse that brought them, per se, as looking at the stats from last week. They had 268 total yards. And of that, 252 yards was on the ground, just 16 yards through the air. Their quarterback, Ty Sims, the senior, you mentioned third-year starter, he was 1 of 11 for just 16 yards, but that was a touchdown.
Yeah, they run the ball about 75% of the time. That's their bread and butter. They run the wing, they run everyone close in, and they just line up and try to knock you off the ball. And they've been doing it for quite some time. They don't throw a lot. When they did throw a lot last week, they were coming from behind. So, defense kind of knew a little bit better what was going on. And their passing game lacks sophistication, if you know what I mean.
That's a good way to put it.
They basically just throw it up and try to outrun you and so forth. They do a lot of verticals. And got to be a little bit more creative, even at the high school level, especially now with so many teams and so many young men have been playing spread for so long. It's nothing to defend a team that goes all vertical. So they definitely lacked the sophistication on their passing game. So we'll see what they changed up in that between last week and this week.
Well, see head coach for the Eagles, and Mark Ross headed this way, so we're going to take a quick break and be back and get his thoughts and talk to him about the pregame as we continue more exclusive pregame coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
Welcome back to the Southern Boone County Eagles pregame show here on the Show Me Sports Network. We're joined by Southern Boone County Eagles football head coach and Mark Ross. Coach Ross, thanks for joining us before tonight's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, your squad was able to finally get out and hit some other players beside teammates as they hosted the Odessa Bulldogs last Friday night. You came up just a little bit short on the scoreboard, but what were your thoughts on the game last week?
Ultimately it didn't end the way that we had hoped, but we love the fight and the resiliency that our kids showed throughout the course of the game. A lot of ups and downs, and for them to continue to fight like they did and have an opportunity there as time expired from the 10-yard line was a tremendous step for us.
You kind of talked about it in our pregame last week about facing the adversity and seeing some different things and kind of alluded to that too. It was an up and down game. There was a lot of adversity, but, we really saw the players not shy away from that and step up to it.
Yeah, they really stepped up to the challenge against a good opponent, and typically Odessa's clear up there in the ranks of the state, so that was a big move for our kids to step up to the plate and take on some of those challenges, and, just ultimately if we can clean a few things up, I think that game goes a little bit differently.
Well, you had some different guys out of position on a few plays, but really when you take away those handful of plays, really the team played a pretty great ball game.
Yeah, they really did. We did a nice job of taking care of the ball. We did have one turnover, unfortunately, that hurt us pretty bad in that situation. But, the defense was able to get 2 takeaways of their own. So, that helped kind of counteract some of that stuff. And kind of the focus this week was to kind of build some more depth in order to give some guys some more rest offensively and defensively especially, and use some of our younger guys on some of the special teams units. And so this week we look to have a little bit more balance as far as some of that stuff goes.
You had some new players starting. You had a few in some new positions. Certainly there was a lot of good things to take away for the players and also for the coaching staff, looking at something just a little bit different than maybe what they'd seen up to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. The lack of varsity experience that we have on this team plays a big role in how a game like last Friday night goes, but also showed that competitive spirit and competitive nature of these kids continue to fight, be down with 28 seconds left and get all the way down to the 10-yard line to have a chance to win.
But I think you could really see from our vantage point in the press box, you could really see the adjustments that were being made and the things were maybe starting to click a little bit. You guys have talked about it in practice and you worked on stuff, but until they actually get in that game situation and it's exactly what you've been practicing, it just kind of starts to click. But we could see those adjustments and the positive step forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And these kids are going to continue to get more comfortable, throughout the course of the season. Everything is still fairly new to them. We've been practicing these things for about 3 months now, but really at the end of the day, until you're in those game-like situations and we're starting to make adjustments and the kids really grasp things that we're wanting them to do, those things are going to get easier as the course of the season goes on. And I was really proud of the adjustments the kids were able to make and some of the things we were asking them to do. I thought they did a great job of executing.
There was a lot of teachable moments, too, throughout the game. I'm sure a lot of that shows up on the game film, too, for you guys.
We spent some time on Monday kind of re-examining some of the things that happened in the game and things that we need to work on and clean up. And again, those things will continue to get better and to get easier throughout the course of the season. But a lot of teachable moments, especially for our guys without the varsity experience, and those things are going to continue to get better throughout the course of the season.
You guys were trailing at halftime. What was kind of the mood in the locker room, or what did you talk to the guys about that really kind of, turned the tide there in that second half to come back and just about take the victory there right at the end?
We didn't have to make a whole lot of adjustments at halftime. We talked about sticking to the game plan. You know, there were a few things that we tweaked here and there, but nothing major. Just talking to the guys about staying the course and believing in the guy next to you. I think that was kind of where we had some breakdowns in the first half of trying to do too much and not stay within our realm of what we were asked to do. And I think once that happened there, that third quarter really showed a lot of trust in each other and making some of those adjustments to the things that we're asking the guys to do.
Well, I was really impressed with starting quarterback Junior Austin Evans. He was 9-22 for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, his longest being a 77-yarder to Chase Morris.
He had a great night in his first showing of varsity action, and he's going to continue to get better. And I thought he really showed what he could do through the air, last week. But it's also what he can do with his legs that we didn't get a chance to really show off last week that I think is really going to make him extremely dynamic and hard to game plan for.
And from what we did see of him using his legs, not to take away anything from, previous quarterbacks, but he brings a different dynamic. He brings a different element than what we've seen for Southern Boone in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a play caller, it makes things a lot easier on me to kind of make some adjustments and those sorts of things. And you don't always feel like you have a bunch of stuff that you need to get installed because you just make a few subtle adjustments to have some quarterback run threat. And, it really changes things for a defense.
Well, we did see him a little bit last year. Later on in games, some of the games that were out of hand, he was able to go in. But, it's a whole different ball game. It's looking down a whole different thing when you're in there. You get the call up to start the game off.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, he's going to continue to get better throughout the course of the season, and we're really excited to kind of watch and see where his game's going to go.
Well, Junior Chase Morris, he showed off some cheetah-like speed as he totaled 191 yards receiving, most of those coming as a lot of yards after catch.
He's an extremely dynamic player, and man, he is fun to watch go, and he gets out in open space. He can do a lot of great things.
Yeah, and I don't remember last year he had speed, but we didn't get to see it used a whole lot. So it's great to see him just dial it up. And that's something I like about him is he's very quick to get those feet a reset and get them back going and get that engine up to speed.
It's how fast he can change gears and kind of change speed and change direction that really makes him dynamic. And he is a lot of fun to watch in space.
Well, overall, from the receiving core, we did see a lot of good routes by them and saw several balls, too, that were placed in good positions where, it might have went down as an incomplete pass, but it was in a position where either an Eagle was going to catch it or nobody was going to catch it. And those are those things that, again, you build upon week after week.
Yeah, I thought Austin did a tremendous job of making sure that the ball was placed where only we could go get it. Kind of talked about, putting that ball out there and the receivers have to adjust and the quarterback will put you where he wants you to go. And I thought the guys did a great job all night of adjusting some of those deep balls especially. And, again, getting that comfortable feeling between the quarterback and the receivers. They're going to continue to get better, and there's a lot of talent there. And I'm really excited for the guy that has the next big night.
Well, you knew coming into the game that Odessa has some big boys on that defensive line, which makes the run game a little hard to come by. But the run game did a great job of setting up the passing game throughout the night.
Yeah, I felt like we did just enough in the run game to kind of keep them honest a little bit there. And we've got to continue to get better in the trenches. But, for the first showing and the lack of varsity experience up there, we were pretty pleased with the direction that we can go with those guys.
We saw some success last Friday night, too, when plays got stretched out, guys getting the corner, being able to turn it upfield and get upfield and pick up a good chunky yardage.
Yeah, I think the team speed is something that people are kind of underestimating from the team this year. And, we have tremendous team speed across the board. It's just not one or two flashes in the pan there from a couple guys. It's across the board. We've got some great team speed, and that certainly helps in the run game, and it certainly helps in the passing game.
I was also impressed to see on many occasions that the guys were delivering the hits rather than taking it. They were working for extra yardage. They weren't going down easy. They weren't just stepping out of bounds. They were really fighting for every inch that they could get.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, especially on the defensive side of the ball, we've done a lot of talking about getting 11 hats to the ball and those sorts of things. And offensively, our runners to be able to go down falling forward, makes a big difference at the end of the night.
And it was a relatively clean, penalty-free game. There were a few mental mistakes, but watching, some guys not watching the snaps, some other things like that. But again, a lot of those things are very correctable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we ended the night with 11 penalties, and those are things that are all within our control. And fortunately, we had 2 touchdowns called back on some of those penalties, and that really hurts. And so we've got to try our best to eliminate some of those mistakes and clean some of that stuff up.
Well, and defensively, it was really a unit game. You could tell that the players were working together. There was a lot of hats on the ball. There was a lot of guys shifting over and things. Very impressed with the defensive side.
Yeah, they did a nice job of getting stops when we needed them. That was something that we really wanted to see. We've got to continue to get better up front and in the box of stopping the run game. And when somebody is running power and counter over and over, and they're extremely good at what they do, we've got to have some resiliency there in the middle to kind of get some things corrected and find ways to get stops. And that's what the guys did on Friday night. So we look for that to continue to improve over the course of the season.
Well, coming down very late in the game last week, it looked like you guys had the go-ahead touchdown, but the officials ruled the ball out deep inside the red zone. It's a tough situation to be in there where you either look for the win or you try to go for the tie and force overtime. I'm just thankful I was in the press box, not down, having to make a decision on the sidelines.
It's always a tough decision, but it's something, I told Carter yesterday in practice, we lined up the exact same spot to kick a field goal, and I told him, I said, we're going to make that same decision 9 times out of 10, and, we've got faith in him as a kicker, and he's got a tremendous leg, and he had plenty of leg on the kick, and unfortunately it just sailed a little bit on us, and it's a tough decision, but ultimately, throughout the course of the game and the flow of the game, we felt like it was the best decision in that moment. Again, having the confidence to continue to do those things moving forward is definitely something that we'll do.
Well, the game last week, still a game for the guys to keep their heads up. It was a well played game and just much improved squad that we've seen on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said last week, that was something we were looking for, and the growth and the ability to continue to fight throughout the course of that game and have a little bit of perseverance, was really what we wanted to see at the end of the night.
Well, late last week, we also got to see the district rankings released. It has Southern Boone placed in Class 3, District 5. Really no surprise there. That's along with Eldon, Moberly, Mexico, Fulton, and Booneville. Blair Oaks and Osage, they were both in the same district with Southern Boone last season, but Blair Oaks drops to Class 2. Osage moves to District 6. Seeing the district assignments now, does that change the mindset or the game plan going forward for the season?
It really doesn't for us. We've talked about from day one that it's one day at a time, and right now we're focused on Mexico, and of course it has big implications, with them being a district opponent, but at the same time, we've got to take care of business right now, and ultimately districts is a long ways away for us, and we've got a long ways to go to get to where we want to be come that time of the year, but we're definitely putting some stock into the matchup this week, and we believe they're one of the better teams within our district. So it will be interesting to see how things kind of shake out throughout the course of the season.
Well, looking at the district teams, it is a tough district, but I believe it is possible for Southern Boone to be near the top, if not at the top of the list when it all shakes down, and possibly, have a chance to maybe have a bye week there. But like you said, that's a long ways away. You just really got to take care of business one game as you go. But as it stands right now, Eldon is the only Class 3 District 5 team that got a win last week.
Yeah, I think across the board, our conference in particular is a extremely tough conference. It'll be interesting to kind of see how that all shakes out, and can teams stay healthy throughout the course of the season, and those sorts of things I think play a big role into the final district standings.
Well, tonight your Eagles play again in front of a home crowd as they host the Mexico Bulldogs. As you kind of alluded to, first district matchup of the season. Bulldogs are 0-1 on the season after they lost to Centralia at home last week by a final of 26-21. Leading up to this week, how has practice gone?
The last 2 days in particular have been phenomenal. The guys have shown up and gotten better and really focused in on the details of the game plan and things that we need to do to be successful. But again, it's got to start with us and us worrying about us to continue to make those improvements each day. But I think the guys are excited, and we like where we're at heading into this one.
How's the health of everybody this week?
We're very fortunate. I made the comment last week, knock on wood, that week 1 game is probably about the healthiest that I've come out of a game to start the season in a long time.
Well, facing the Bulldogs tonight, what do you expect to see out of them?
They're good at what they do. They run the flex bone, and so you see a lot of veer, a lot of ISO, some counter stuff, so they don't do a whole lot of things offensively, but they're very good at what they do. And then of course, defensively, again, you don't see a whole lot. They're very good at what they do, and they'll line up, and they're focused on stopping the run as they should be. And it's always a tough matchup when you're facing an opponent like that.
What's your game plan for victory this week?
I don't think it varies very much from last week. Obviously this week there's been a lot of emphasis on kind of cleaning up some of the penalties and those sorts of things. But again, we've got to do a good job of getting their offense off the field and putting our offense in a good position by the time that we get them off the field. That allows us to be able to control the clock a little bit more. We don't want the clock to be dictated by their offense this week.
Well, Coach Ross, thanks for joining us on our pregame show. Any final thoughts before you get out of here?
We appreciate all the support last week and hope to see everybody there tonight.
Well, let's go out there and get that W.
Sounds great. Thank you.
That's Southern Boone Eagles football head coach Mark Ross. We're going to take a break and be right back with more of your Southern Boone County Eagles pregame show. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football on the home of the Eagles, the Show Me Sports Network.
At the Boone County Journal, we're with you all the way. We know that you're more than just a subscriber. You're an employer, you're a parent, you're a neighbor. Most importantly, you're a community member. It's our goal to provide you with the latest news, sports, opinions, obituaries, classifieds, and more to keep you informed about your community. To find out more about the Boone County Journal or to subscribe, call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojoe.com. The Boone County Journal. We're with you all the way.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
Well, the national anthem just finishing up here as both teams ready to get this ball game underway. We'll have the coin toss. Been watching too many TikTok videos about that corn. The kid talking about how great corn was, but they will get the coin toss underway, and then we'll get ready for kickoff. As tonight's game, really pretty much we know exactly what we're going to see. We're going to see smash mouth football. It's going to be taken right to them, and they've got some linemen that are a little slow and ugly and mean, and they know how to clear some good holes. But if they can, if our defensive line can create some opportunities and get some pressure there, I think that's going to be the success key right there.
Well, as the Mexico coaches walk by me, they have a good program. They're used to winning. So it'll be interesting to see how they can adapt after their last week heartbreaking loss. It's kind of like we had a heartbreaking loss as well. So which team comes back in the second week, puts that behind them, learns, takes the positives, and go from there. But you're right. This is going to be again, they run about 75% of the time they have for a number of years. Veer, with the old flex bone, they'll run double tight ends, they'll have double wings. And usually they have those wing people can run and be really quick as well, too. So certainly I think the key to this game, and I probably say it almost every week, besides that being a beautiful night for football, which it actually is, anyway, is going to be the offensive line play on both sides of the ball. Can their offensive line get the maturity they need and play mistake-free or not? Can our offensive line, again, as a unit, they haven't played a lot together, can they learn from last week? Probably the one benefit that I've seen, look at the scouting report from Mexico, is their defensive line, they're kind of straight up. They don't try to trick you. They don't do a lot of line stunts. And last week, that was the one thing against Odessa that did hurt us when Odessa would throw some line stunts in there. So we'll see what they do tonight. But definitely, I'm going to say the offensive line on both squads. The team that has the better offensive line play will be the team that wins tonight.
Well, that's going to do it for our pregame show here as we are just a few minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take a quick break and be back and get you set for kickoff as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Southern Boone County Eagles pregame show on the exclusive home for Eagles football, the Show Me Sports Network. The excitement is building in the stands, and the tension is rising on the sideline as kickoff is just around the corner. Exclusive pregame coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football has been brought to you by
Avon with Michelle Carty, Boone County Journal, Centurion Cares, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, Last Sentinel Firearms, Retrieving Freedom, Sawdust Studios, Southern Boone Booster Club, and
Zealous WBGT. The biggest and absolute best coverage in mid-Missouri continues, as we'll be back with kickoff right after these messages. This has been
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Goodell Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Goodell's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie!
Sawdust Studios, Southern Boone Booster Club, and
Zealous WBGT. The biggest and absolute best coverage in mid-Missouri is on the air as the Show Me Sports Network broadcast crew are ready in the broadcast booth for kickoff. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football on the Eagles Radio Network. Now let's go live to the field to the Show Me Sports Network broadcast booth.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Blake Gazaway here with you, joined by Mike Freeze, as we are just about set, a couple minutes away from football action as captains meeting out in center circle. Field looks really good right now.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what it would look like. We did get a little bit of rain this morning. I've heard reports of up to half an inch rain, so hopefully the ground soaked in pretty good, but it did not rain much after 10:30, 11 o'clock, it seemed. So, but I do look out and see a nice little mud puddle right there in front of the players, right at the 50-yard line. So hopefully the rest of the field, and as many of you know, we are going to be getting a new field for next year. The field here does not have very good drainage. You see water all the way around the track, especially on the southern end zone on the home side. You see some water puddling up, so that would be a nice improvement to look forward to.
I think to say it doesn't have much drainage is an understatement, but it's a problem that's been here for several years, and it's just part of what the team has to deal with. But you know what? We know a fix is coming, right? Yep, fix is coming, and it's going to be a great place to play on. It already is a great field, but it's going to be even that much better as coin toss will happen momentarily.
Blake, we forgot our Hawaiian shirts. It's Hawaiian shirt night for the student section.
You know what? They forgot to send us the memo.
Dang it. Was it jerseys last week too?
So the Eagles won the toss and they deferred. So that's how our game will get started here. Just a little bit, as we said. These two teams matching up, one of them vying for the first win. Well, they both are, but one of them will walk out with the first win of the season. The other one will drop to 0-2 on the year. That's not the way either program wants to start their season, in an 0-2 slump.
Especially in these districts here. And I don't know if anyone looked at the district standings already. I happened to earlier in the week. And one thing that you have to do, especially in your district, you got to win your games, because those obviously count the most. And especially for Southern Boone, since we do have some 2A schools on our schedule, we got to make sure we win as many as we can. Because if you look at the second-seeded team right now is, I believe, Moberly, and they got a ton of points because they played a 5A team.
In the district, too, there's only one team that had a win last week. Of the 6 teams in the Class 3 District 5 rankings, only one got a win. So as of right now, it is very, very wide open.
Just like we talked about last week, certainly up for grabs. Anybody could realistically have a good chance.
So Salter will tee it up here as he will be kicking left to right on your Show Me Sports Network app or media center. However you're tuned in, we're glad you're listening. as he will be kicking again left to right here as we are just about set to be underway as he'll approach the ball. High end over end kick. More of a low line drive will be taken about the 10-yard line as carrying it is Runge as he will be out of one tackle there. Now he'll cut to the near side, still at the 20, at the 25 before he's him down there. He started the game, I think, with a medium jersey, but it might be a large by now as that thing got stretched out.
That was enough to slow him down so the rest of the Eagles could come back and to finish off the play. So good job by the Eagles in the coverage. They stayed in their lanes. A couple good blocks I saw by the Bulldogs, but good job by the coverage to keep that to really only about a 10-yard or so return.
Yeah, he did a whole lot more work than the yardage he got there as he had to traverse both sides of the field and come back. As they will break the huddle here, does the Bulldogs, as up under center will be their third-year starting quarterback, senior Ty Sims, as they will pitch it off on the far side, and good return there as it's going to be close to 10 yards as we'll check to see who that ball carrier is. That getting up is senior Anthony Shivers, the 755-pound senior.
Shivers is not a big guy, but he's quick. He can make you move. He's kind of got that little bit of that human joystick quality to him. That time what we saw Mexico split out 2 wide receivers, which they don't do very often. So they're trying to create some space to get the ball to Shivers as the option play. And again, their quarterback's been there for 3 years as starter, so he knows what he's doing.
So Sims up under center again. They'll hand it off, actually fake it. He'll roll to the far side. He'll be close to that first down marker. They'll say he got right about maybe 3.5 yards, enough to move the chains.
Yeah, that was your more traditional Mexico offense there, where just fake the dive, quarterback keeps it, reads the end, and pitches it. And did not pitch it that time. That time he kept it and got more than enough for the first down.
So ball will be spotted on the 37-yard line, Mexico's own 37-yard line, as they will be a new set of downs. They'll give it off again. Carrying it is Shivers. Sorry, not Shivers. That is Morgan Grubb.
Yeah, just their starting tailback, nowhere near the quality of what we saw last week, but still. He'll get the few yards he needs to, as long as there's a little bit of hole. So that time they got 5 yards. So good blocking by the offensive line on the left-hand side there.
So they'll go second and about 6 here, as they'll keep it himself. As the quarterback actually faked me out again, gives it off down near the 50 is Runjay. So he picks up enough to move the first down. Again, they get so close in there, it's just real hard to see if they hand it off or keep it, which is exactly what it's designed to do.
Yeah, the last 2 plays, they've run their traditional flex bone. No one split out, so a lot of people in. They're almost foot to foot. They probably got a 1 foot on the splits of the linemen, so it is really hard to see. And they do that by design. They want to sneak someone in there and sneak them through.
So that'll be a new set of downs here. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line, as nowhere up the middle this time. Defense swallowing up the ball carrier there. That is Runjay again.
Yeah, great job of the interior defensive line starting at our nose guard. Noah did a fantastic job getting off the ball, pushing the penetration, and great play by the young man who's only a sophomore.
Well, this will bring up a pitch on the other side. Taking it around the corner is Shivers, and he will be across the 45 down at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's what you call a rocket toss there. What they try to do, they want to get their fast, speedy guy out in space as much as possible. So it's a really quick pitch. He gets out there in a hurry, cuts it up as soon as he reads the hole, and a nice gain of 8 yards.
Well, it kind of throws you off, too, because they've been running up the middle so much that then they split them out and take it around the far side. It'll be 3rd and short, as that will be a ball on the ground, and the Eagles will recover it. As nice job of the defense to penetrate through there. As coming up with it, is that Taylor with it?
That's fantastic defensive line. It looked like Dylan Isles got in. He usually will have the quarterback responsibility, and he got onto the quarterback so quick that the quarterback had it at the last second, could not gather, and caused the fumble. So good job by the young junior there. Good job by the defensive line there, a couple plays in a row.
He came shooting through there, and Ben Taylor gets the football, is in shotgun formation. Evans will pitch it off here on the near side. Bowles will have it. He's trying to work around traffic. It'll be across midfield, down around the 45-yard line.
Yeah, nice good toss play there. Get the running back out there in open field. He'll have his blocker set up to kick the block out. And cut it up inside. So nice good block there. Nice good gain.
Bowles averaging 8.3 yards last week, really pretty much picking up exactly where he left off last week. That one goes for 7, so it'll be a 2nd and 3. Is in the right hip pocket is Bowles. He'll get the handoff. He'll take it straight up the middle, working far side. He'll fall forward, have the first down.
Yeah, nice good power run there off the left-hand side this time. Mexico runs a 3-3 stack defense, just 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. They'll blitz a linebacker 2/3 to 70% of the time. Just like that time, they did blitz somebody, but they blitzed them to the wrong way. So good play call, good job by the offensive line picking everybody up.
So Southern Boone will come out here, 2 receivers here on the near side. They'll have a wing on the far side as Evans will be in shotgun and just had a bull rush there as jumping off sides was Owen Payton. So that'll be encroachment on the defense.
Yeah, nice, good free 5 yards. Good job by the offensive line. Staying still. Good job varying the snap count. That's one thing a lot of young quarterbacks take a while to learn, but good job on that.
So now it'll be a 1st and 5, ball just shy of the 35-yard line as shotgun formation again. Evans will get it. They'll do the double reverse here coming around this side. Decent yardage as picking up good yardage. Kellen Ash carries it. He'll move the chains.
Yeah, nice job at basically counter option using the wings that time. Hand off to the wing back, the flanker slot, what you want to call it, to the right-hand side. Pull a couple players. Dylan Isles did a good job of getting pulled to the right and did a good job of picking up a blocker right away.
Ball spot on the 26-yard line. As they'll have a receiver on the near side, 2 on the far side. Now they'll send Taylor here on the near side. As dropping back, rolling back is Evans. He's going to the far side. He's got a receiver open. That's Kellen Ash with it. He's got the first down before he spun out of bounds. So another chain mover there. 3 first downs so far in this drive for Southern Boone. Just 2 for Mexico before they fumbled it.
Excellent play call there. Nice pass play after running all those runs. The offensive line did a fantastic job of giving him plenty of time to get set and get his feet, and a nice throw.
Ball on the 13-yard line as rolling out, faking it to Bowles. There's going to be a pass, and it's going to be just overthrown to his receiver and Ash. It'll be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it was a tough play at that time. Got some pressure on the inside, so he was already designed to roll to the right, and again, he's a left-hand quarterback, so it's always hard to get your body, your shoulders turned to make that throw. It was a little bit off due to the pressure caused by the Mexico defense.
So again, it'll be a 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line. Clock stops. 6:43 left to go here in this opening period. Evans will be in shotgun. He'll send Taylor over to the far side. They'll have 2 receivers near side. There's a high snap as he's just going to have to eat it down at about the 25-yard line.
Well, bad snaps, almost as bad as a penalty that time. It went high over his head. And he needed to make the right decision to cover on the ground to make sure didn't lose possession of it and just good field position.
Yeah,
last
really.
week he did a really good job. I don't recall any bad snaps last week, so hopefully I can shake that off and we can see what we can get here.
Yeah, really just went off his hands and hit the grass and then just kind of died right there. So I agree. Hate to lose all that yardage, but right decision just to fall on it does Evans. So it'll be a 3rd and a lot as he will drop back. Does Evans looking downfield. He's looking for the end zone. Has Morris there. He stops. He had it in his hands, and it drops on the grass. He was double covered and just about came up with the touchdown.
That was a fantastic play call. The wide receiver was wide open. He had double coverage, but, again, the offensive line did a great job of protecting the quarterback. So the quarterback got his feet set to throw. Looked a little bit wobbly on there. If it would have been a little bit better spin spiral there, I think he would have had him.
Well, he was looking for Morris here in the end zone. Again, double covered. Just could not haul it in. As they'll have 3 receivers here on the near side now. 1 up top on the far side. Again, going left to right on your Show Me Sports Network app or media center. As Evans will be in shotgun. He'll drop back looking near side. Now throw it as a low screen pass. Morris has it. He's got some blockers in front of him. He'll be tackled after he gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, but that will be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, nice play call. At least it moved the ball about 15 yards in the other direction. They're going to start the ball about their 10, 15-yard line, so it was a good play to pin them deep in their side. So,
well, we are going to have a hydration break here real quick, so we'll take a quick break and be back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Well, both teams having a shot at it, and neither team has yet to find some points as Mexico will get it back at their own 15-yard line. There's whistles and a flag. This will be encroachment on Southern Boone, so instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 5. Ball now at their 20-yard line. They will break the huddle here. Get up under center is Sims. They'll send one in motion. As straight up the middle, Sims keeps it. He's got about 10 yards or so before he's tripped up. He's across the 30 before he's taken down.
That was more of a quarterback keeper on that. Again, the typical flex bone formation. Everyone all in tight. Has the look of an option, but he took that one up pretty quickly, so I'm pretty sure that was a design quarterback keeper.
Yeah, he just kind of ducks his head like he's just going through the motions, and then instead just pops out with it.
Yeah,
a lot of traffic
the coaches
there.
saw something, what I believe.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now as they'll send a back in motion straight up the middle as getting near the first down marker. That is Runjay as he picks up decent yardage there, just kind of bobbing and weaving through.
Yeah, it's your basic dive veer play that time. You design, go between guard and tackle, wherever the play gives you. Good, solid, consistent runner. Nothing special. He doesn't have the breakaway speed. He's not huge, but he had both hands on the ball there, so he's good at ball control.
Sims heads over and wipes off those hands before he comes back. Clock rolling, 4:46. Ball spotted on the 42-yard line. Sims will have the handoff there, and it's going to be short yardage as Runjay will pick up just barely enough to move the chains.
Yeah, another quick hitting play just like they ran last time. All they needed was a couple yards for the first down. They got it, but still good fill by the linebacker there. Did a good job of getting in the hole and keeping it to just a couple yards.
All spotted at the 45-yard line. That'll be Mexico's 45-yard line. Sims again goes up under center. He'll take the snap. He'll pitch it off far side. That is Shivers as he is going to be upended and planted right about the line of scrimmage as that was
Salter, yeah.
Salter coming up to make the tackle. Good open field tackle right there.
Yeah, Salter did a fabulous job of shedding the block by the wide receiver and making the play. Shivers looked like he probably should have ran the ball outside, but that was the rocket toss again. So he's in motion. They toss it to him quickly, and he just keeps on spreading out to that right-hand side.
So Sims
play.
Sims will go up under center again as he does most times. As ball beyond the grass, we'll see who comes up with it. They're going to say that it stays with Mexico. Second fumble now of the game. They've lost one, got one back.
Yeah, just Couldn't really see too well what it was. Looked like the ball was loose at the snap, so I believe that was a bad quarterback-center exchange. So for those who've coached linemen in the past, you always teach the quarterback to make sure you got that hand up there high enough, if you know what I mean.
So it'll be a third down here so far. Mexico is 0 for 1 on third downs. They will have it at their own 46-yard line. They'll send one in motion as they'll hand it coming here to the near side with it. That's Grubb, and he will be taken down. He'll lose yardage again. That's Mr. Carter Salter with the tackle, the 5'10", 175-pound senior.
So that play was basically they faked the rocket toss to the right to Shivers and hand the ball off to the wing going back the other way. And Salter did a fantastic job of reading it coming up. And I'm glad he did because our linebacker did get sucked in that time. But great play all around by the defense. Good job. Great plays by Salter there on back-to-back plays.
So Morris and Ash will both be deep to receive this punt, as punting will be a run J, almost a block kick, as that'll take a bounce, and it will be taken by Morris at about the 15-yard line. He'll stutter, step far side, cut it back here near side, before he'll be across the 20, hemmed in near the 25-yard line. So that is where Southern Boone will take over, as we will take a quick break and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
Well, 2:05 left here in this first quarter, and still scoreless, as Southern Boone will have the football at their own 24-yard line, as Evans will be in shotgun. He'll have two receivers on either side of him, so he'll have one back in the backfield. I believe that is Bowles, and we're going to have to back up as Salter that's Morris, just took a step downfield.
Yeah, we had three players move at the same time, and you can't do that in football. So we were getting low on the clock there. If you recall, last week we had probably 3 or 4 delay games that were we got to get fixed, because we're not an offense where we run plays in and out. It's all signals from the sideline.
So now ball will be on the 19-yard line, same formation. Well, they'll change it up here, as they'll have loaded side here on the near side. They'll give it off as Bowles will have it. He'll have right about 3.5, 4 yards there, so to bring up a second down.
Yeah, good job by the Mexico defense. Number 69 on the right-hand side. He's a short guy, but he packs a pretty good weight, and he's pretty hard to move. Bowles did a fabulous job, and once he got hit, to spin to the inside to get another yard or two.
So to bring up a 2nd and 11 here, ball at the 23-yard line. Southern Boone will have two receivers far side, have a wing here on the near side. As Evans will be in shotgun, he'll have a running back to his left. He'll give it off. That's Bowles. He's trying to work around traffic. He is met quickly, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but no more.
Yeah, we ran tight end with the wing, which was new to the Southern Boone offense. We hadn't seen that much in many years. It was something that Coach Ross likes to do, and we basically just do a power play to that side, but we miscommunication. Who was blocking who? Number 16, he was lined up, had an outside linebacker, just came in and was unblocked and made the tackle for a loss of 2.
So we'll have 3 receivers up top, one of them a wing, one down low. As Evans will drop back, he'll pitch it off to Bowles. They're trying to get the corner. He'll have contact after a short gain. He will pick up, looks like 5 yards, bring up a 4th and 5.
Yeah, toss play to the left, that side. The snap was high again, but he did catch it. But it still slows you down a little bit and gives the defense a chance to make another step. So we got to get that fixed.
Ball on the 30-yard line. Clock under 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter, as they will look over to see if they want to change out of the play. As plenty of time on the play clock. There's about a 2-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. As See if Southern Boone is going to try to run a play here. They're just going to be content to wind it down. It's 10 on the clock. Now it's continuing to wind. It looks like they're maybe just going to take it to the end of the first quarter. 3, 2, 1. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter as neither team scores. We're knotted still at 0-0. We'll switch ends of the field and be right back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Attention Eagles fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Southern Boone County by becoming a member of the Southern Boone Booster Club. Your gifts help provide all Southern Boone County athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Southern Boone Booster Club this season for as little as $25. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Southern Boone Booster Club or email them at sbcathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Eagles!
Well, we switch into the field here, as looks like Southern Boone has decided here on this fourth down maybe they ought to punt it, as Ben Taylor will be in punt formation. Back to receive the punt will be Runjay. As good punt there. That's going to take a bounce and be down at the 36-yard line. Great job there, as held neither player a chance to return it.
Yeah, nice short kick that time. Shivers is back, and he's, like I said before the pregame, he's the type of player that if you give him a chance to in open space, he has the ability to take it to the end zone every single time. So nice kick. Wasn't terribly long. Short, let it get a good roll, about 35 yards net. So that's a good number in high school.
So they will start on the 36-yard line. As up under center again is Sims, as he will pitch it off. That taking it far side is Grubb. Grubb trying to get the corner. He will do so. He won't pick up much yardage, but they made him stretch it out, take it all the way across the field for a short gain.
Did a good job on the defensive side. That time there, Dylan Isles got some penetration, stretched the play out, and basically the guy kept on running out and basically ran out of bounds for only a 1 yard gain. So it's a good job of the defense stringing the play out as they were trying to get to the outside.
Yeah, they took it to the far side of the field, so he did have a lot of grass to run through. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. As up under center again is Sims. They'll send one in motion, as Sims will give it off to the first man through. That is Runjay, and he will pick up decent yardage. What, about 5 yards? Bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, smash bounce in between tackles that time, running up. This is where they've had the bulk of their success tonight, is running in between the tackles. So when they've tried to get outside, that's when they've had some problems. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this the rest of the first half here.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and a long 3. As Sims up under center, he'll have a full house backfield. He'll give it off, and straight up the middle is Runjay, and he's going to be short. He'll have it at the 45-yard line, about a yard and a half short.
It's basically the same play. Instead this time they ran to the right versus the left, and this time the Eagles defense stepped it up a little bit better. Good penetration by the defensive line there. Noah Rice in the middle did a good job of clogging things up, and good job of the linebackers coming in and Phil and wrapping up.
You said it right. They just clogged up the middle. Nowhere for him to go with it. The officials having a conversation here at the 45. Not sure what their discussion is, but defense having that those black jerseys just clogging up the middle. Nowhere for him to go through. Kind of the time you think, too, that they maybe think about the rocket toss, because they've run a lot inside. This will be a 4th down. Sims will be up under center. As he's trying to draw the defense off, they do not jump. And a timeout called. So first timeout comes with 10-12 left here in this second quarter. So we'll take a quick break and be back. Defense stays alert, does not jump off sides to give them the new set of downs. We'll take a quick break and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
So the defense doing a nice job not jumping off sides, not giving free yardage, as that is something that will give a coach gray hair for sure, as Run J should be in punt formation. He will be back. There's almost a blocked kick as they are going to get running into the punter, so that should be a new set of downs as mental mistake there. That's something we talked about with head coach for the Eagles and Mark Ross, is those mental mistakes. You've got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, automatic first down there. 4th and 1 at the 50. Really got a gift there, the fact that they weren't going to go for it. As fast as that first quarter went, I don't think each team's going to get too many chances to have the ball tonight, so I'm shocked they didn't go for it, especially with a good running, hard quarterback that they do have.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate break right there because, as you said, new set of downs, and the defense just was on par, stayed awake, and knew what they were doing, didn't jump off sides, would have had the ball back. So will be a new set of downs, as it'll be ball on midfield, so just touching the nose of the football, just touching the white stripe there, just on top of the Eagles logo at midfield, as Sims will, again, be up under center, as he does all night. They load up this near side as they'll pitch it off. Toss coming this way to Grubb, as that's not Grubb, that is Shivers, and he'll be ushered out of bounds after he gains 4 or 5 yards. They'll say 3 yards as the official just kept walking back with it.
Basically, it was your rocket toss to our side, to the right side, and fantastic job by the Eagles defense getting out there, stretching the play out to the sideline. Anytime you're holding to only 3 yards on a rocket toss to Mr. Shivers, that's a pretty good play there. So good job of the defense stretching things out.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they've tried to lull you asleep inside, then bust it outside. As Sims will pop up now, as think he's going to try, maybe change the play. So they'll bring back Mr. Grubb and put him back behind the line. Now they'll send him in motion again. And quick hand up, wrapped up, short yardage there, as that one was Run J. He got maybe a yard there to bring up a third down. Defense not fooled right there.
Yeah, just straight up the gut there. Excellent job by Teller, that linebacker coming up and filling that hole quickly. Good job by the defense front there.
So this will bring up a 3rd and 6, ball at the 46-yard line of the Eagles. Defense trying to be called upon again, still scoreless. 9:50 and counting here. Double zeros on both sides of the scoreboard under the home and the guest on the scoreboard. So 3rd down as they'll fake the pitch, and that one is going to be blocked in the backfield, and that was just a busted play. Penetration there. See who that was coming through there. Was that Rice? Was that Noah?
Well, actually, it looks like Aiden Young got in there first. And actually, the entire line got back there pretty good. They ran a four-man down line that time. Excellent penetration. They were trying to run some misdirections, some counter that time, and we just got excellent penetration that play.
Yeah, that was just not a clean counter at all, as there was black jerseys back there among the white jerseys, causing a little havoc. As Run J will be in punt formation, that one's going to be high end over end kick, as calling for a fair catch is going to be Morris, and he will catch it. Fell forward, stumbled just a little bit, but he will get it just shy of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, nice high kick that time. That's the best punt I've seen tonight from them coming into the game.
Yeah, according to the scouting report, might be the best one this season.
Exactly. Scouting report showed that awful lot of low kicks. We had a couple that were almost, but almost doesn't count. But no, good job by the Mexico punt team that time.
So Southern Boone will take over on their own 19-yard line, 8:41 on the clock. As they'll change a little personnel here. Evans will be in shotgun formation. 2 receivers far side, 1 here on the near side. They have the wing over there as well. They'll give it to Bowles. He's working far side, trying to bounce it out. Second wave will get to him after he's tripped up quickly. He'll gain about a yard.
Yeah, not many holes that time. We were trying to get off to the right-hand side, more of a power play. Unfortunately, we just could not get the defensive line moved off. And 42, their linebacker, did a great job of filling that play, keeping it to pretty much just a 1-yard gain.
So 2nd and 9 now for the Eagles as ball spotted on the 20-yard line. As they'll have 2 receivers and a wing here on the near side, a receiver split up top. As Evans will drop back, he'll roll to the near side here. He's looking, he's got his receiver in Taylor. He's at the 30, 35, still on his feet. He'll be pushed out near the 40-yard line. So good play there, just nothing fancy, just a little backyard football right there, just playing a little catch.
That's using our quarterback strength that time. Again, we talked about he's left-handed. Not a lot of people, teams have seen that week in, week out. So design, roll him out to the left, give him plenty of time, get his feet set, a nice strike, nice play.
So they'll load up the other side now as the Eagles have a new first down. They'll give it off to Bowles. He's up the middle. He's got 5 yards. He'll be tripped up across the 40 as he was booking its way through.
Yeah, nice counter action that time, pulling the guard or tackle from the left to the right. Did a good job of making that turn, getting a good wall inside. Nice solid gain, 3-4 yards.
Also bring up a 2nd and we'll say 6. Long 5 or short 6, however you want to look at it. So they will have the ball just across the 40-yard line as Evans will be in shotgun again. He'll move his back to his right hip pocket. They'll give it to him as straight up the middle. That is Bowles. He'll have a short yardage, maybe a 1 yard on the play.
Well, the coaches must have found something they like up here because that's the same play from the right to the left. That time, though, again, Mexico defense is being pretty stingy on the run here. Clogging up the lanes really good. Linebackers are flying to the ball pretty well. The linebackers, they start out about 5 yards deep. Like we mentioned in the pregame, there's always one blitzing pretty much every play.
Clock under 7 minutes to go here. Ball at the 43-yard line. High snap, but got it down is Evans. He throws to his receiver across midfield, got the first down.
Nice quick throw. They sent looks like 2 linebackers that time, so they're rushing 5. Decent job picking them up, but still a little pressure on the right-hand side. So nice job sitting his feet and get the ball thrown. Nice first down, nice play.
That is was completed to Morris. As now the Eagles are 1 for 3 on 3rd downs. That is unofficially their 4th first down on the day. Is ball across midfield at the 49. That'll be the 49 of Mexico. Neither team has yet to score. Eagles trying to punch it in first. So have twins either way. Dropping back is Evans. He's gonna stutter step roll to the near side. That pass is gonna be intercepted as telegraphed it all the way. Run J will intercept it, go across the 40 into Southern Boone territory, be out right about the 37-yard line.
That was a beautiful play by their defensive back that time. He read it, did a great job of getting up at the highest possible point to catch that ball, and nice return there. So great job of the defense. Pressure coming from the right side, rolled out to the left. The young quarterback's got to get used to knowing when he just needs to take that and throw it away, or that he can run the ball pretty well. Take it up and run it himself.
We're going to take a quick break here and be back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Hello, Blake Gazaway here with the Show Me Sports Network. I've had the opportunity to have some amazing calls, including overtime touchdowns, walk-off home runs, and buzzer-beating baskets. But I've answered another call. That's to serve my community as a volunteer firefighter. Stop and think what would happen if your home or property caught fire and no one was there to put it out. Every day, volunteer firefighters not only save lives and property, but also respond to other emergencies. Nearly 2/3 of our nation's fire departments are manned by volunteer firefighters. And because of this, we simply need more volunteers to step up and answer the call. Stop by or contact your local fire department and see how you can become a volunteer firefighter today. I answered the call to serve my community. Will you?
Well, on the change of possession, they stop the clock and give the players a hydration break. As clock stops, 6:12 left to go here in this second quarter again. Double zeros to the left and to the right under the visitor and under the home team. So we have had a battle so far here, and we anticipated that was going to be the case. And this ball game has lived up to pretty much everything we thought it was going to be.
Exactly. There has been quite a few low-scoring games between these two teams in the past few years. So Mexico's not typically known to put up a ton of points. And the way they play their offense, the defense they play, typically leads to more lower-scoring games.
This is the 6th matchup between the two teams. Southern Boone leads the series 3-2. As they'll give a handoff straight up the middle, trying to push the pile, still pushing the pile. It's going to get short yardage. I believe that, we'll see who gets up. That was Runjay with it.
Looks like Inslee. Yeah, Inslee, the young freshman, has played a great 2 games so far. Again, true freshman. He's been playing, I guess they're all true freshmen in high school, aren't they? But he's been played, stuck the hole really well, made his read, good tackle, wrapped up, which let his rest of his defensive team come and finish the play. So nice play by the freshman.
So now to bring up a 2nd and 7. Ball at the 35-yard line as given it straight up the middle and tackled quickly. The defense swarming to the ball after short yardage.
Great play that time. Noah Rice did a fantastic job at getting off the ball and right where the ball was going to. And the linebackers, Taylor especially, got in there, did a fantastic job of racking up. So defense is getting, will be a little stiffer here right now.
Like we said, they just lull you to sleep, keep running it down your throat in the middle, and then try the rocket outside. As there's going to be a sack in the backfield, taken down at the 40. As coming through with the sack, that is Ben Taylor with the sack as it'll bring up a long 4th down now.
Fantastic call by Coach Gears, the defensive coordinator. He blitzed Mr. Taylor straight up the middle, no one to block him, and he went nice and quick and fast and was all over the quarterback before you knew it.
That's a big time.
Great play call by Coach Garris.
Big time play call right there to dial up the defense, and big time execution by the defense as first sack of the game for Southern Boone, as Runjay will be in punt formation deep back to receive. That is Morris, I believe. Deep back to receive, standing about his 5-yard line. There's going to be a high punt. It'll be taken at just outside the 10 as Morris will have it. Trying to bob and weave his way. He'll get to the 20, and he'll be taken down there.
That time the defense was playing it safe. They didn't blitz it or rush the punter at all. Looks like they were playing for a fake, and plenty of time for the punter to get a nice kickoff. Pretty good job fielding the ball, but protecting the ball and getting a nice little gain at it. So good job for the Eagles defense that time, and let's see if we can't get these goose eggs off the scoreboard.
Yeah, as much as I like to see a good punt that has a lot of pressure to it, I think that was the right call to play it safe, make sure they weren't going to fake it. As they were in their neck of the woods, they might think about that. As Evans will be in shotgun, he'll have trips up top, one down low. He'll keep it himself, trying to roll on the far side. He'll get the corner, still trying to cut the corner. Now he'll pick up about 5 yards before he's ushered out of bounds.
Yeah, design quarterback keeper sweep there. Haven't run that much this year so far, but pull the guard from the left to right. That would be Dylan Niles. He did a good job getting up there, getting a block, but good job by the Mexico linebackers and secondary to cause some pressure to string that ball out of bounds.
So it is just going to be a 3-yard gain. So ball at the 23-yard line will bring up 2nd and 7. Trips down on the near side, one on the far side, as Evans will go up and get the high snap. Now he'll pitch it off to his back, trying to cut around traffic. He'll be taken down just shy of the 30, as carrying the ball there was Bowles again.
Bowles made a lot of that play because he got 2 defenders right on him pretty quickly. That was a toss to the near side of the field. He did a good job running, splitting those 2 defenders and getting a good 5-6 yards after contact. So good job. That very easily could have been a no-gain play.
You're right about that. So it'll be, again, 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. Evans in shotgun. He'll get the snap. He'll give it off to his running back in Bowles, and he is quickly swallowed up right there by the sea of white jerseys with the red numerals. He'll lose yardage. It'll bring up a 4th down.
I'm not sure if we had a miscommunication on that time. The lineman on the left side decided to pull to the right, and we ran right to there. and 2 defenders were right there all over the ball. So I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication from our inexperienced offensive line or not.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. It's going to be a 4th down and 3 to go. Ball on the Southern Boone 27-yard line. They've got 5 wide receivers as it'll be a little pooch kick. Kind of suspected that. Good kick right there by Evans. Is this going to bounce, roll inside the 35 and be down there? Really expect that from him. Can't say I was shocked. If I did, I'd be lying.
Yeah, that was the right call. You're 4th down and 2 on your side of the field. You got a 0-0 game. Nice good kick. They didn't have anybody back, and that's probably one of the reasons why the sideline said, go ahead and kick him. They got nobody back. So if you can do that, you have a good chance to get a good roll on it. So that's how that play is designed. The punter / quarterback looks over the sideline to see what the coaches want them to do.
The ball spotted at the 33-yard line, so not a bad punt considering ball was on his own 27-yard line. So it'll set up a new set of downs for Mexico. 2:35 left on the clock in this first half. As pitch off here on the near side, trying to get the corner is Shivers. He will tightrope, still on his feet. He'll be near the 40-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds there. He'll pick up 7 yards.
Yeah, that's the option, using Shivers in motion this time. Quarterback made the appropriate read, pitched off. I thought we were going to have him for a gain of 1 or 2, but good job by Shivers to stay in bounds and miss the first tackle and get a good gain.
Yeah, he just kind of tight-roped over there and was able to pick up 7 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and short. 2nd and short here is clock under 2 as they'll pitch it off far side. That's new player in the game. He's going to be cut down way back in the backfield. That new ball carrier, that is Drew DeMint, the freshman, trying to take it the far side.
Fantastic play by Jennings there on the right-hand side, using a different player than Shivers in motion that time. And just fantastic penetration by Mr. Jennings, playing that outside linebacker who plays really close to the line of scrimmage. Did a fabulous job getting in and good tackle.
Southern Boone will call a timeout here, so they're trying to preserve a little bit of clock here with a 3rd down now. Clock stopped 1:45. Again, neither team has yet to find the end zone and put some points up. It's been a battle so far. That's really what we expected, and it has not let us down as these two teams very much evenly matched for Mexico. They lost some key players last year, but I think, too, for Southern Boone, we talked about it last week. We talked about it in the pregame. We've talked about it so far in this game, that shows the improvement that they've had. The players, these, as you talked about, some of the true freshmen, even some of the true sophomores, they were starting last year, didn't have a lot of experience. They've seen football now another year. They've seen Friday Night Lights football another year, and it just shows that much improvement on their part.
Yeah. Like I said, and on top of that, sophomore Aiden Young's played a lot of competitive basketball, so he's used to being in the thick of things. So I can't, Mr. Inslee has done a phenomenal job playing pretty much the entire game on defense in a down position at a defensive end on a 4-man line. So we have switched to 3 to 4. We've run a lot of 4 in this first half.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Clock stopped, 1:45 left to go here in this first quarter as they'll fake run to the far side. Now bringing back is Mr. DeMint. Now he'll get set as they've changed their running back core a little bit as they will give it.
Oh, wow.
A big hole there across midfield and down near the 45.
That's a quick veer that time to the left-hand side, runs between guard and tackle where the hole is. Did a fantastic job by their offensive line of making a big hole. So good job there. Nothing fancy. And that's certainly the spark that you don't want your opponent to have.
Under a minute and a half to go now. As up under center again is Sims. He'll send a man in motion. That's Shivers. They'll hand it to the first man through. It'll be short yardage there as crashing down just straight up the gut.
Yeah, that play there, they split both their ends out and kind of spread things out, make it to appear that they're going to pass the ball. But, again, they're not a very good passing team. They're a run team first and foremost, and they try to kind of be a little bit sneaky, but good job by Noah on the inside, as well as looks like Teller did a good job of filling the hole.
So 2nd and 7, under a minute to go. They are going to throw it. Pass is going to be intercepted as taken on the far side with it. And the Eagles have it across midfield, working here on the near side as they will get the interception. Getting that, who gets up with that? Is that McKee? That is Tristan McKee.
Nice job by the defense that time. Mexico just did a quick 3-step drop that time. They're trying to get the ball on a quick in to the wide receiver. Throw was not very good. It was high, tipped in the air. And if any of you watched the Mizzou Tigers play last night, there were a lot of tip ball interceptions, and we saw the exact same thing.
Yep, that's why you practice the tip drill in practice, so you're ready for when the game happens. That ball is anybody's ball. So now the Eagles are fired up. 44.2 seconds left. Twin receivers either side. Evans will throw a quick pass out to the far side as weaving around traffic. Is that McKee again with it?
Nice quick pass out. Spread them out four wide. So good quick pass, good gain. Would like to got out of bounds, but did not.
That is McKee under 30 seconds to go now as they're trying to get set trips here on the near side, one far side. A lot of time has been taken off the clock. Evans dropping back. He'll have to step up in the pocket, looking downfield. He'll get his receiver, and Morris, he'll be tackled. They'll say, did he stay in bounds? Did he go out?
We got a very favorable spot there. Get him out of bounds. I think he was still inside. But
I do too. He's going to be down at the 30.
Good pass rush, good pressure, but they only send 3 that time. In their fourth linebacker, they blitz. So Evans had a good chance to come up in the pocket, get his feet set. He could have ran it for a lot too, but that was the right decision. Get out to the sideline. Hopefully get a chance to get out of bounds, which he did. But I guess I
think they said he didn't get out of bounds because Southern Boone
That's
calls a timeout. I thought they said he got out as well.
I thought he did, but to me, he looked like he was in bounds. So good call by the referees there. The play before, we went from two split each side to trips, and it took a long time to get the players reset on that time. So we probably lost a good 5 to 6 seconds there by getting people in the right spot. So
13.8 seconds left on the clock. As time winding down here in this first half of action, neither team has yet to score. Last year when these two teams matched up, it was all Mexico as they won by a 32-7 score. So that timeout, the second of 3 used for Southern Boone, so they still have one more in their back pocket if they were to need it here as they're trying to punch it in, take the lead right before halftime. Most importantly, they get the ball to start the second half as well, so they get a 2-for-1 possession opportunity here as they'll have 3 receivers near side, 1 up top. As Evans will come in from the sidelines. As he's in shotgun, has Bowles standing behind him. He'll survey the defense, call out the cadence. He'll get the snap, dropping back, looking downfield. Now he's going to scramble to the far side. He's going to keep it himself. Now he'll throw it wide open as McKee will get it. He'll be in for the touchdown as he takes it from 30 yards out. And he puts the Eagles on the board first at 6-0.
Fantastic play by the junior quarterback there. You got a little bit of pressure on the inside. They only send 4, but he's worked his way out to the right, and as soon as he went to the right, their defenders, 2 of them came up and left a wide open defender. Good job on the pass, nice and soft. Didn't try to force it in there. Excellent decision by the junior quarterback.
So now Carter Salter will be on to try the PAT as he says he's ready. Snap is down, kick is up. And it looks straight through, and it is. And just like that, the Eagles have taken a 7-0 lead with 4.7 seconds left to go here in this first half of action. As they strike first, it goes as a 30-yard touchdown pass play. As really, you just couldn't draw it up any better than that.
That was a great job, great execution by the offensive linemen, by the wide receivers. McKee knew as soon as he saw his defender go up, as soon as he saw the quarterback roll out there, that go to the open spot in the field. He did a fantastic job catching the ball and running it in. Excellent decision by the quarterback that time to get some time. He scrambled to get time to throw, and their defenders, Mexico defenders, were in kind of no man's land. They were too far away to get to the quarterback, but you have to do something. So good job, good play calls. Good job by the offense, good execution.
Well, you know what, too, there for McKee, he did a great job of, staying in where the defender had to commit to step up, because if the defender doesn't step up and think about Evans running it, he's probably going to take it 30 yards for the touchdown. So he breaks off of the block, lets the defender go by, and then he's open for that 30-yard touchdown pass as the Eagles strike first. It took them most all of the first half of action, but 4.7 seconds left. But that's what they needed to strike first, as Salter will kick a little pooch kick. It'll bounce, and it'll be taken by one of the up men across the 30-yard line.
So one more play here. We'll see what happens. I'm imagining they're going to try to do something and get the ball into Mr. Shiver's hands. He's their most explosive offensive weapon. Unfortunately, if it's through a pass, they're not very good at the passing game right now.
So ball spotted at the 31-yard line of Mexico. They will have 4.3 seconds on the clock to work with here before we go into halftime. As the Eagles strike first, they lead by a score of 7-0. Ball on the 31-yard line, as Sims will be up under center as his MO. He'll squat down, get the snap. They'll give it to the first man through, the only man through. Short yardage there. Barely got a yard, and that will end the quarter, as that'll take us to halftime, as Southern Boone County leading by a score of 7-0. We'll take a quick break and be back with our halftime show as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
At the Boone County Journal, we're with you all the way. We know that you're more than just a subscriber. You're an employer, you're a parent, you're a neighbor. Most importantly, you're a community member. It's our goal to provide you with the latest news, sports, opinions, obituaries, classifieds, and more to keep you informed about your community. To find out more about the Boone County Journal or to subscribe, call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojoe.com. The Boone County Journal. We're with you all the way.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Well, we're at halftime as the band will come on to perform here, entertain everybody that has made their way to the ballpark here, as we'll have our halftime show. Need to write one thing down here, and then I'll be ready as we'll take a look at your halftime scoring summary. You got to say this is just about the quickest halftime scoring summary we'll have, hopefully all year, but that we've had in a while, as just one score on the board. That came with 4.7 seconds left in the right before halftime in the second quarter, as a 30-yard touchdown pass from Evans to McKee. That made it a 6-0 ball game. Carter Salter came on for the PAT. It was right down the central. That made it a 7-0 lead in favor of Southern Boone. That was a 4-play, 46-yard drive for the Eagles to take the lead as they lead by a score of 7-0 in the first half. We had neither team scoring, and then it took almost all of the second quarter in order for somebody to get that. Of course, that's set up by the interception that the Eagles had as Ben Taylor came up with the interception for Southern Boone that gave them the ball at the 46-yard line of Mexico. Again, in the first half, we only saw in the 12 minutes of play there were 4 possessions. Started off with Mexico. They went 7 plays and then fumbled it, and Southern Boone recovered it. And then turnover on downs for Southern Boone. That was a 9-play drive that then they turned it over on downs. Then Mexico had a 7-play drive that stalled out. They had to punt it away. And then Southern Boone had a 4-play drive that they had to punt. They actually punted into, that was the first play of the second quarter. They started on their own 24, but then had a 5-yard penalty that backed them up to their own 19. And then, of course, Mexico took the punt. They went 8 plays. They had a punt themselves. Then Southern Boone got it back on their own 19-yard line. They went 8 plays before they threw an interception. Then Mexico got it back on the 38-yard line of Southern Boone after that interception. And then they proceeded to have to punt as they went 3 and out. Southern Boone got it back. They went 3 and out and punted. Mexico got it. They went 5 plays, then threw that interception. When it was all said and done, Southern Boone able to capitalize, take it 30 yards for the touchdown, but 46 yards over 4 plays to score the touchdown. And then, of course, Mexico got it back for 1 play there as they ran it straight up the middle, got short yardage, but that is how we stand here at halftime. As we knew coming into this that it was going to be a dogfight, we just didn't think it was going to be maybe this much of a dogfight with most of the first half having double zeros on the scoreboard, but that is why we get out and we play the game to see how things are going to shake out and what's going to happen as both teams in the locker room here getting some adjustments and some halftime pep talks and all those things. As we said, Southern Boone leading by a score of 7-0. As we'll take a quick break here and then be back. Mike's working hard on getting some scores for halftime. So we'll take a quick break and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Attention Eagles fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Southern Boone County by becoming a member of the Southern Boone Booster Club. Your gifts help provide all Southern Boone County athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Southern Boone Booster Club this season for as little as $25. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Southern Boone Booster Club or email them at sbcathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Eagles!
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
Hello, Blake Gazaway here with the Show Me Sports Network. I've had the opportunity to have some amazing calls, including overtime touchdowns, walk-off home runs, and buzzer-beating baskets. But I've answered another call. That's to serve my community as a volunteer firefighter. Stop and think what would happen if your home or property caught fire and no one was there to put it out. Every day, volunteer firefighters not only save lives and property, but also respond to other emergencies. Nearly 2/3 of our nation's fire departments are manned by volunteer firefighters. And because of this, we simply need more volunteers to step up and answer the call. Stop by or contact your local fire department and see how you can become a volunteer firefighter today. I answered the call to serve my community. Will you?
Well, we're still at halftime here, as we've yet to see either team make their way out to the field here. I'll double check, make sure they didn't sneak on there, as they have a lot to talk about here at halftime, as just a 7-0 ball game in favor of Southern Boone. Mike's been working hard on getting some scores for us. I think he's about done with that while he's finishing up that. Of course, the Missouri Tigers, they got underway last night as they got the 52-24 win at home. They played at Faurot Field at Memorial Stadium, got the 52-24 win over Louisiana Tech. That ended up being a good game for them. They looked pretty sharp. They've got some areas they got to work on, but they looked pretty sharp. Of course, the Chiefs, they'll be in action not this weekend, but in 2 weeks. They will be on September 11th. They'll start. That is on the road. They'll play at the Cardinals at a 3:25 kickoff start time. So that's one of those days we get to watch a whole lot of football.
Oh, I can't wait. Love this time of the year. All right, so scores we got so far. We got Osage playing Moberly. Moberly is up 22-14. California Pintos is up 20-0 over Fulton right now. Booneville's having a nice bounce-back game against Marshall. 27-0 is their score. Blair Oaks, I'll give them credit. They play whoever will be willing to play them. They play Maryville every year. Maryville's a pretty good program. They're playing Lutheran North tonight from St. Louis Private School, who is well known for having a lot of kids going on to the Division I. So at 7-0, Blair Oaks is up over Lutheran North right now. Hallsville Centralia are playing to a 12-12 tie right now. Hallsville did get up 12-0 on that one, so nice job coming back from Centralia. Jeff City Jays and Hannibal, no score on that game. Capital City, 19-18 over Battle right now. Helias is up 10-0 over the Hickman Cupies. Rockbridge is up 28-0 over Sedalia. Sedalia, a pretty good big win last week, so we did see how so good turnaround for Rockbridge after all three schools there lost. Let's see, we got Fowler Tolton winning 21-7. Russellville's up 13-0 or 13-6 over Van Far. And at the very, very bottom, Blake did me a solid one.
I did. I thought about
Camden
you.
on there. Kickapoo is up 14-3 right now over Camden. Kickapoo has got a pretty good team there this year, so that would be definitely one of the tougher teams. So, I guess the good thing about having a fast-moving clock and a fast-moving first half, we don't have as many scores as is normal, so we'll see how we do by 4. So this game's certainly going a lot faster than last week.
Well, when you only have 4 possessions in the first quarter, that makes it go pretty quickly.
Again, that's what surprised me when I said when they had 4th and 1 at the 47-ish yard line, I was shocked to see that they didn't go for it. As good as they've been able to run the ball, that's still shocking in a game like this. But roughing the kicker on that and gave their coach a chance to take that one back.
Yeah, I mean, it still went in their favor. However they drew it up, it was unconventional, but still worked for them.
Right.
And, some of these scores, sounds like we're not the only good game that's going on. There's several around the area, which is great. And I've been meaning to put your Lakers on there, but I just keep it's taken me a season and 2 games to remember it.
Well, this is a good chance to kind of discuss how the district scoring goes. So, obviously, you get points for winning. You get points by your margin of victory up to a certain point. So you can't blow someone out and get more points than, basically a 15-point win is the same as a 50-point win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where it hurts us, Tri-County Conference, we have some 2A schools. Blair Oaks dropping to 2A will actually hurt us a little bit, as we'll play in California, as we'll play in Versailles. We don't play any team that's in 4A. Mexico Moberly, they don't play any 2A teams at all. They play a lot of teams 4A and 5A because of their conference. They play schools like Hannibal. They'll play Elias and things of that nature. So we will probably have to be a full win above Mexico and Moberly to be able to be seated above them, because that's the way that works out. And now Fulton and Booneville, of course, in the same conference as us, so they'll have the same issues that we have. So they'll be penalized. But certainly Moberly and Mexico will have, my guesstimates are a good full win ahead of us that we need to win by. So don't be alarmed when you see later this season, you see Moberly and Mexico having a worse one-loss record but be having a higher ranking. So that's very important that we get these wins when we can, when we have the chance.
Yeah, you're exactly right on that, and that's kind of what we talked about in the pregame conversation with head coach Mark Ross. Is districts are important, but you've got to control the things that you can control. There's certainly a lot of things you hope happen. You hope this, you hope that, but at the end of the day, you got to start with the things you can control. You got to show up and do your job, do what you're here to do, and take care of yourself first, because most of those scenarios, if you don't win, then they're null and void, because it doesn't matter because you're further down in a hole than when you started. So it starts with the things that you can control and yourself. You get the win. Then you say, well, I hope this happens. But most importantly, you get those wins that you need. And that's really, you talk to coaches that understand the game, that have been around the game, a long time. You think of a long time, but sometimes it's just how well they understand the game, that winning solves the problems, solves those seeding issues that you would have to say this and this. If this happens, then this moves, that moves. This team jumps that team. This team falls here. But if you win your games, you come out, you do your jobs, it solves a lot of that, and then there's no question about it.
All 6 of these, all 5 of the other teams are going to be close. Fulton probably is going to be the bottom of, they just have some bad luck. But the other teams, we're all going to be, all 5, pretty equal. When it's all said and done, I don't think there's going to be a huge difference in record and points scored and win differential between those other 5 teams. So very, very important to, when you do play them, when you have the opportunity, you need to get that win.
Absolutely. That's just the cure-all for a lot of things, is when you have the chance, you got to get that win. Because if we look at this, several games from now, or say at the end of the season, I think that's going to be the team that's the front runner that's won the race of sorts, to say is the one that put together those games that counted, that made them count the most. That's what's going to separate them and get that first round bye, which again is important, because these guys, their bodies are sore. They've been hurting all week. Now, Coach Ross said this was about the healthiest team that he had coming out of week 1, but we fast forward. There's some big uglies, big nasties down on the Mexico on both sides of the ball. So having that week to scheme, to give the guys some rest and to work, that surely pays a lot of dividends. But you have to earn that. It's not given to you. You have to earn it, and you do that by getting the wins throughout the season and putting yourself in the driver's seat.
And certainly in the second half, and certainly all year, especially when these teams are so close, turnovers and penalties become very, very important. I believe we swapped interceptions, so we got to do a good job of taking care of the ball in the second half. I think they had a fumble that we recovered, so we got the turnover advantage there. Fairly penalty-free. I think we've only had 2 possibly. I know we had the roughing the kicker, which was huge, 3.
Yeah, unofficially we've had 3.
Yeah.
And you're right, both teams each have an interception.
pretty low penalties right now. Penalties with turnovers are going to be huge the rest of this game and really for the rest of the year. But like I said, so far, outside of really one play, I think Evans has done a good job making good decisions, knowing when to run, when to throw. He's making really good decisions for a junior. Our young people are playing really tough, whether it's Inslee or Noah Rice at nose guard or Aiden Young out there, both offense and defense. So getting a lot of good plays. Jennings did a good job out there as well. So getting some good play all around, getting some good leadership from our seniors as well.
Well, the good thing, that play that you're talking about, we won't relive that, but that's one that is on game film. They'll get a chance to look at that and diagram it, break it down and say, okay, when we see something like this again, we got to make a little smarter decision. It wasn't a bad decision, but it wasn't the best decision that could have been made, so we got to do something a little bit different and not repeat that. As there is taking a look at the upcoming schedule for not just for the football team, but a lot of activities coming up over here in the next week as cross country. The boys varsity squad, they'll be in action at Jeff City tomorrow. That'll be happening tomorrow at Jeff City. Then on Monday, it'll be more softball action as the girls varsity and junior varsity squad will finally get to play at home. They play just right next door here to the football field. They'll be hosting Father Tolton Catholic. The Trailblazers will come to town. We'll have coverage of that game here on the Show Me Sports Network as pregame about 4:50, first pitch coming at 5 o'clock. As got to say, we've been a softball warrior over the last week. We've done 19 games after the completion of today's game and the Hallsville game on our sister channel. The SMSN1 channel will have 19 games that we've done, 17 of those softball, and I can tell you that everything I own that has been to the ballpark for these games is dusty. My computers are dusty, the board, everything. I touch stuff and there's dust falls out of it, falls out of me. Everything that I do is just dust covered from softball. Also on Monday, the junior varsity squad will be at Blair Oaks. That a 6 o'clock kickoff set at Blair Oaks. As Tuesday, it'll be boys soccer. They'll be in action at 5 o'clock. Also, girls softball again at home there, taking on Hickman. The Cupies will come to town. We'll have coverage of that game as well. Volleyball girls, the varsity squad will be hosting Eugene. Wednesday, it'll be girls golf at Helias Catholic. That's the varsity squad. Boys junior high cross country, they'll be at Vienna as they will have the race there. Thursday, girls golf again. It'll be at Eagle Knoll Golf Course, and it just says versus multiple schools, so several will be to town. That'll be teeing off at 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock has softball. Girls junior high will be at Macon High School. Then Friday, there's a girls varsity softball tournament. That is at Ballpark National, which I believe they're hosting at Max Creeks. And then boys soccer varsity tournament at Hannibal. That'll be at 4 o'clock. First kick. Softball will be girls junior high versus Callaway Hills. That'll be here at home. That's 5 o'clock. Volleyball junior high girls, they will be at Booneville. And, of course, we will be home again as we'll be hosting California at 7 o'clock. The Pintos will come a knocking. Hopefully we'll be looking for win number 2 on the season as we've got to finish this game here before we can think about next week. But the Pintos come to town. Pregame will start about 6:30 with kickoff set for 7 o'clock in here on the Show Me Sports Network. As I mentioned it, on our sister channel, SMSN1, Hallsville is playing there. And last we knew it was tied up 12 apiece as they're on the road at Centralia playing. So they are on SMSN1 or Show Me Sports Network 1. Ben and Cameron have the call of that. So they are active there.
I wonder how long until you have the Ocho.
You know, funny you ask, because I actually had another school reach out over the weekend saying, hey,
yeah,
we were glad to have some coverage for softball. How do we get you to more games? So if you're listening and you have an interest in sports broadcasting, we can definitely put you on air and get you to work and have some fun. Like I said, it was kind of an interesting weekend to get a nice email from one of the schools that was playing in the 35th Annual Hallsville Invitational. Want to tell the softball team congratulations, too. They won the 35th Annual Hallsville Invitational as they beat Hallsville by a final of 3-2 to claim that. So they went undefeated, went 3-0. Had the day off Monday. We had the game Tuesday. That was also a first for me. It was at Fatima, or they played Fatima. In the first time in my almost 2 decades of calling games, showed up at the field and there was no power. So the school, which is the next block over, apparently one of their AC units had bit the dust and fried half the power to the town. So I was able to get the broadcast on the air. It just was bare bones. I had to call it in my phone, but we got it on. Like I said, first time in 2 decades of doing this I've ever showed up and not had power somewhere. So that was quite fun, and it was different, but we got it on the air.
Well, no one's ever going to call you a prima donna.
Right. I made it happen. You know, I text Ben Schmidt, who covers Hallsville for us and did some stuff this summer with Renegades baseball, and I said, might as well just call me Harry Potter because I think I'm a wizard. So, you know, we got it on air. That's all that matters. And of course, then we've had a whole lot of games here, but softball team looking pretty good. They got the win over Eldon 8-1 last night, beat Booneville on Wednesday night. My days have pretty much all ran together here, but kind of excited to have the weekend to recoup and rest up a little bit before we do 2 more softball games next week and then football on Friday.
All right, so we're getting ready to start our second half. The teams have done their stretching. They're ready to get moving. I think it's going to be important for the offensive line as they will get the ball first to fire off the ball, know their assignments. We had a couple plays early or a couple plays last the first half where they missed their assignments. We'll make sure, hopefully, they got that fixed. Hopefully, Coach Myers worked with his offensive lineman to get that fixed at halftime. So hopefully we get some good holes and some good blocks.
Well, the big thing, too, here is that for Southern Boone, they have the 2-for-1 opportunity. They scored, punched it in just right before halftime, and then they get the ball to start the second half. So if they could find a way to march it downfield and put another touchdown on the board now, that would be Mexico staring down a 2-score game. So kind of an important way for them to start the second half here. As teeing it up, handling their kicking duties, is Runjay, making some new friends over there.
I hope you're saying that name right, by the way.
That's what it said from the.
Good
that's
job.
not how I said last year, but that's what it came from the coach this year. So I will say Mexico did a nice job sending us. When I got it, the roster said, the 2022 roster, it said -media, and it had the name pronunciation, so I appreciated that. So he will tee it up. It's going to be a low line drive kick that will be taken about the 15 on the far side, as that is McKee carrying it. He's going to get it across the 30. He'll be ushered down across the 35, down about the 36. So McKee doing a nice job having to go diagonal across the field, but a pretty decent return there.
You caught that too, huh? Yeah, the ball was along the sidelines on the right side. Did a good job of letting the up front guy be his blocker. The up front guy did a good job of letting the ball go behind him. That's kind of hard to teach young players. A lot of times they want to take the ball themselves, but there's a guy behind you for a reason. So let him have the ball and you get in front. So good job running, good job getting some blocks. Unfortunately, when you go side to side, it's hard to get upfield.
So 2 receivers, far side. Now they'll switch it to 2 on each side. As they'll fake the handoff, Bowles is rolling on the far side is Evans. He's got some pressure. He'll just throw it out of bounds. Good decision right there, as he was about to be scrambling for his life back there.
Yeah, awesome decision. That doesn't look like anything special in the stat book, but that was an awesome decision. You don't want to make a bad choice this early in the half, especially on your side of the field. Again, he a slight rollout to the right-hand side, left-hand play. He tried to get turned and set, but had pressure from his right side and busted that pressure and threw it out of bounds. So good job.
Eagles going right to left on your Show Me Sports Network app or Media Center. Bowles will get the handoff, trying to work the far side. He'll get back to line of scrimmage, then Pyle push back, bring up a 3rd down.
Just a tough defensive play again. The Mexico team, when you look at them, it's like, okay, they look nice, but and then at the end of the play, they always do a fantastic job there. So good job of their linebackers. The scouting report on linebackers was a little bit mixed on them. They didn't have a ton of experience, but their linebackers are really flying to the ball well tonight.
So I'll break the Hutter Hill. They'll have trips on the far side, 1 receiver here on the near side, as 1 back in the backfield. As dropping back is Evans. He'll throw it on a little swing pass to Bowles. He's at the 40, puts his head down, hurdles a man, over across near the first down marker. I think he's going to be just short, but by about a yard and a half.
Yeah, that was a called screen to the left. It's really tough, though. We tried to get our lineman out there. We tried to get, I guess that was Owen Folk out there in front of him, but he just could not get it out there in time. So, but still nice game.
Same formation here as they're trying to get this defense back on their heels, as Evans will give a different cadence. Now they are going to do a little pooch kick. As again, nice end-over-end kick. It's going to take a Southern Boone bounce as it'll be inside the 10 before it's down, as it's just shy of the 5-yard line. Great job there to pin them deep.
Yeah, the same time as we saw in the first half, they had nobody back, even though it was only 1 yard. And even though that 3-3 defense they run looks awful enticing to run the ball, like, oh, I can get that 1 to 2 yards easily. But still, good decision to kick it away. Nobody back. Good roll. Excellent kick. That was a good, probably 50-plus yard change there. So good,
yeah, with
great,
the roll
great play.
and everything. So good job, as Evans, I think, has been practicing his punting a little bit. That's better than some NFL punts we've seen.
You have to at quarterback for Southern Boone, and a lot of schools these days you're seeing that.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Mexico, as they're on their own 8-yard line, as they'll take it straight up the middle. Not much doing there.
Yeah, just the quarterback keeper up the middle. And a great job by the defensive line. Did a good job penetrating our linebackers. Since they're not a very strong passing team, you can kind of cheat up a little bit, and kind of get a little eager. And since they do run the ball 75% of the time or so, you can kind of gamble a little bit. But just hope that doesn't hurt us.
So it'll be 2nd and 6, ball at the 12-yard line, as Sims will be up under center. He'll keep it himself, trying to work the option. He will be across the 15 before he's tripped up, so he'll pick up a few yards. Nice job to force him inside.
Yeah, they ran the option to the right this time, but good job. Defense kept to their responsibilities. Someone's got quarterback, someone's got pitchman, and the linebackers did a good job filling in after the linemen do a good job of taking up 3 or 4 linemen.
Clock rolling, 9:20 here in this third quarter. Again, the Southern Boone Eagles lead by a score of 7-0. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 3, as they'll give it straight up the middle, trying to cut here on the near side. Near side is Run Jay, and he will pick up about 5 yards, moves the chains.
Yeah, nothing special. Got a veer that time to the right-hand side. Good blocking by the offensive line. Did a good job of hitting the hole. Didn't need more than 3 or 4, didn't need more than 2 or 3 yards. That's what he got. So 3 simple plays for 3 to 4 yards each time. And if you do the math on that, that will be a first down every single time.
Clock at 8:50 and counting here in this third quarter. Again, Southern Boone leading 7-0. Sims will lead the troops here as they've got a new set of downs to work with. Unofficially, the 7th first down of the game for them. They'll send a man in motion to the far side. They'll pitch it off. That's Shivers trying to get the corner. He is trying to move and shake. He will get it. Still on his feet across the chains and more, as he will pick up about 12 yards. Left somebody's shoes out there as he juked them out of their shoes.
Yeah, that time they actually lined Shivers at the running back, tailback position instead of one of the wings, and decided we're going to get the ball to our best player's hands. Quick pitch to the left-hand side, and he did a good job of making people miss, because he does have that little bit of that human joystick kind of qualities to him. He's short, he's small, very elusive.
The run picks up 13 yards. Clock rolling, 8:10 to go here in this third period, as Sims will keep it himself, trying to get the end around. He's going to be met and dropped for a short loss.
Fabulous play by the defense that time. Looks like it was Jennings and Teller. Nope, that was Inslee and Teller, looks like.
Yeah, they come shooting through there. Thought they made contact behind the line of scrimmage, but he's able to fall forward, pick up just a yard.
Yeah, well, in that formation, Inslee will have quarterback responsibility, and he did. Did a good job taking to him. The quarterback thought he could bust it, but good job by Inslee there and Teller.
2nd and 9 here, and straight up the middle. As, again, smash mouth football. Young in on the tackle. Run Jay in carrying that. He'll pick up a few yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, there was a veer that time going straight up the gut to the right side. Inslee did a fantastic job shedding his blocker and coming down hard to make the play. So defensive line, it's our linebackers are doing a pretty good job holding them in place.
Now this is where this defense needs to stiffen up here, try to get the ball back. Clock rolling, near 7 to go here in this third quarter. They'll split a receiver on either side, and Sims will be up under center again. He'll get the snap. He'll give it to the first man through, making a couple men miss before he's taken down there. The unfortunate thing for the Eagles after the miss, Runjay just slid sideways. He went parallel with the yard markers rather than against them.
Yeah, that time instead of running the 4-man front that we've been running most of the game, they went back to the 3-man, which is our base defense, and that allowed the linebackers just to kind of flow to the ball a little freer. Since they had 5-6 yards to get a first down, that kind of gave them an opportunity to do that, and Teller did a fantastic job of scraping and filling the hole.
So this will be a punting situation as Runjay will have some time. He'll get a decent punt off as Morris will be back to let it bounce. I thought it hit one of the Mexico players. No indication of that, though, as it'll bounce inside the 20. It looked like it hit him right about the 27-yard line, but maybe not.
Yeah, that was kind of an odd-looking play. To me, it looked like the punter was coming up in the formation when the ball was snapped. But, hey, no call for them. Good punt. He had plenty of time. No pass. No kick rush.
So we'll take a quick break here and be back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
Well, our thoughts and our eyes were correct up here in the press box as it did get touched by one of the Mexico players. So ball will be spotted at the 27-yard line. So that's where Southern Boone will take over, as they've got to now just run it down the throat of Mexico and try to take as much time off the clock as they can. As Evans will be in shotgun here. He pretty much runs out of that. They'll have two receivers on the far side, as now he'll shift his running back. He'll give it off as taking it around the near side. That's Bowles. He'll be near the 30, so he'll get short yardage there.
Yeah, good, tough, hard run, which we're seeing this on both sides of the ball that time. Tried to kick the defensive end out. Defensive end did a good job of filling the hole there to keep it on to a 3-yard gain.
So this will be two receivers far side. They'll switch Bowles over again. As keeping it himself is Evans. Nobody's fooled on the defense. He'll be taken down in the backfield, as that'll be a loss on the play. So that will be.
It was kind of that was an odd-looking play. Yeah,
did like a cross in the back.
Pulled from the left to the right, and the running back and the quarterback ran. So it very well could be misdirection. We do have those type of plays in our playbook, but Mexico did a fine job of reading that, including number 23, Mr. Runge.
So this will be a 3rd and 8 now. Clock rolling, near 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. They'll load up the far side as Evans will fake the handoff. He'll roll to the far side, has some pressure. He's going to evade one sack, then he will go down at the 20-yard line. So he got out of the grasp of the first Bulldog, but was taken down by the next wave.
Yeah, Mexico blitzed 2 that time instead of just the 1, so 5. Our offensive line's not quite used to blocking 5 tonight because they don't send it very much and just too much pressure. It was a little bit of a cold roll to the right. Austin tried to get his feet set, but they were just too quick and on top of him. So excellent play call by their defensive coaches. An excellent play call or excellent execution by their defense.
Well, like you said, just kind of a numbers game, an overload mismatch. As in the punt will be Ben Taylor. He will be standing at about his own 5-yard line is where he will have the get the snap. Beautiful snap to him. He'll get a low punt, but still effective as it's going to bounce out at midfield. So great job there. Whether he intended to or not, he kind of does a coffin corner kick and holds no return there as it goes out of bounds.
It'll work. Wasn't terribly pretty, but gets about 25, 30 yards that time. So, but not bad. Defense needs to kind of step up here. You don't want to leave these guys, Mexico that is, into the game for too long.
So they will start at the 49-yard line. So that'll be Southern Boone's 49-yard line. So it doesn't quite go out at the 50 like I thought it did. It goes out 1 yard shy. 4:07 left on the clock here in this third quarter as both teams exchanging punts. For Mexico, they'll fake the pitch. Rolling here to the near side is their quarterback. He's going to evade one guy. Now he'll evade the second one, tripped up there in the backfield. So will be about a 4-yard loss as coming in and making the tackle. That is
Teller made the tackle there, but that's just pressure, good quickness. One thing I will say about this year's defensive team, they seem to be a lot faster than what we're used to the last couple years. So everyone, Dylan Niles did a great job getting off the ball to cause some pressure on the quarterback. The quarterback never had a chance to get his feet set, and he did want to throw the ball. He just didn't have a chance to get his feet set because once Dylan pushed him out, Teller came up to take care of it.
So it'll be 2nd and long as they hand it straight up the middle. It'll be a 4-yard gain by the ball carrier as coming up off the bottom of the pile. That's Runjay. And that previous play, though, it really looked like there almost could have been a block in the back there as one of the Southern Boone guys looked like he was shoved from behind, but I don't have the right color shirt on for my opinion to matter.
Well, that last play, this fantastic job by the defense, clogging up the middle. Great job by the linebackers coming up, Taylor and Teller. Coming up, filling it. Just a quick dive at the middle, nothing fancy.
So this will be a 3rd and long now for Mexico as they'll pitch it off to the far side to Shivers. He's trying to work his way. He'll be tripped up on the far side. Be well short of that first down marker. I believe that was Salters that came up and tripped him up.
Yeah, again, they put Shivers at tailback this time instead of on the wing. They did it quick. That was more of a sweep toss, rocket toss, whichever you want to call it, to the left-hand side. And he cut it up quick inside as they blocked our guy to the outside. And this fantastic job by the linebackers and the secondary getting in there to trip him up. And 4th and 6, they're definitely – I'd be shocked if they do any sort of a fake here.
Yeah, Runjay will be in punt formation. His back will be Ash and Morris. Pressure comes. They almost block it. Nice job to not run into the punter as it'll take a bounce, and it will go into the end zone. We'll see where they say it's at.
Oh.
It is barely into the end zone. That I think I got about 3 gray hairs from that. No, I'm not sure.
He's not moving. They're going to call it at the 1 foot line.
Yeah, I don't even. It's like at the 1 blade of grass line.
Wow. What a kick. He had a little bit of pressure that time. That time we did send some heat to him. Good job by Runjay to get the nice kick off, and nice 50-yard kick or so. Nice kick.
Well, so Southern Boone will take over deep in their own territory. If they were to score here, it'd be a 99 and 5/8 of another yard to score. So Bowles will be in the backfield. As Evans will get it, they'll give it off to Bowles. He does a nice job trying to get something out of nothing there as he's met quickly. They'll say he gains maybe a yard.
Not much there. Again, the Mexico defense, they're really quick to the ball. They do a good job getting off the block. The linebackers did a really job filling the holes. Nothing special that time. As you expect on the 1 foot line, you're just trying to give a little bit of breathing room. So we just try to run it inside off the right-hand side after behind your guard and tackle. So good job of the Mexico defense.
Minute 22 and counting here in this third period. Southern Boone leads 7-0. As Evans gets the shotgun snap, he'll keep it himself. He is across the 5 before he's tripped up there.
Nice quick hit. That was a called quarterback draw that time. Send the running back to block the in now. Did a good job blocking down everybody. So that was a nice, good hole. Still only 4 yards, though.
So now to bring up a 3rd and 5 as we're under a minute to go. Ball spotted at the 6-yard line. There'll be one back in the backfield. Everybody will be spread out. Evans will get the shotgun snap, has some pressure. He's rolling here to the near side. He's going to look for his receiver. He's got it. As pass is completed to Kellen Ash as he was double coverage, threaded the needle, picks up good yardage, moves the ball out near the 30.
What a gutsy call by your coach there. Coach Ross believes in his quarterback. Even though he's only a junior, believed in his quarterback would make the right decision. And why not? He's made excellent decisions all night tonight, and that was another one.
So under 30 seconds to go here in this third quarter. as another first down, 2 receivers up top, 1 down low. As Evans drops back, looks here to the near side, that one thrown behind his receiver as didn't quite get on the same page with Ash, goes incomplete.
Yeah, you called it right there. They had plenty of time. They only sent 3 people that time. No blitzing linebacker, so he had a lot of time. Could have stayed in a little bit longer maybe, but I believe he was expecting his wideout to go quick out or do some sort of a button hook or hook out.
So Kellen Ash was intended target 6'1", 170-pound junior. Evans in shotgun, 3 receivers, top 1 bottom. He'll drop back. Now he's going to roll to the far side, has a little bit of pressure. He's going to hit his receiver off his hands and goes incomplete as that was intended for.
So the last couple plays here, Mexico's kind of done a little bit of unordinary for them. They've not blitzed a linebacker, if you recall. We expect them. We've seen them blitz linebackers 70% of the time or so. 2 plays in a row, they did not blitz linebacker, only send 3, so 8 back in coverage.
A pass was intended for Bassnett. His quick pass, little screen play over to the far side, as looks like that will be good for about 5 yards. That is Morris with the catch. So we're under 5 seconds to go here in this third quarter. That should take us to the fourth quarter.
Just a quick pass in the flat there to get the ball in the hands of Chase Morris, who has shown he could do a lot with the ball. A good job on the Mexico defense. They got out there, covered it well for a short gain.
So that will take us to the end of 3. It's still a 7-0 Southern Boone lead as we will switch ends of the field and come back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
At the Boone County Journal, we're with you all the way. We know that you're more than just a subscriber. You're an employer, you're a parent, you're a neighbor. Most importantly, you're a community member. It's our goal to provide you with the latest news, sports, opinions, obituaries, classifieds, and more to keep you informed about your community. To find out more about the Boone County Journal or to subscribe, call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojoe.com. The Boone County Journal. We're with you all the way.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
Well, the Eagles aren't going to go for it here, possibly maybe go for it, as they will end up doing a little pooch kick. Is not a good kick there. We'll take a favorable bounce, but that only net about 20 yards or so in the process. Looked like Southern Boone just kind of gotten a chance where they just had to rush it there.
Yeah, go Zeal, no running back in the backfield, line up 5, see what the defense is giving you, look over to the sidelines, and plays have been kind of, big plays have been kind of few and far between tonight for both sides of the ball, so good call. Let's just kick it away and let our defense just had a great game so far, see what they can do.
So Mexico will take over at their own 46-yard line. Southern Boone leads by a score of 7-0 as dropping back to pass is Sims. He's going to hit his receiver off his hands and incomplete. Hit him in a bad spot. That was Shivers. Hit him in the hands.
Well, Shivers was only 5'6", if I recall, maybe 5'7", and he had to climb that ladder as quite as possible. Wasn't a bad throw. Good defense on the coverage there. Did a good job of knocking the ball away or put some pressure on the receiver to where he wouldn't catch it. So nice play call by the offense. Caught us off guard. Well executed. We did a good job of the Eagles on defense to separate the ball from the receiver.
I remember right, Sims has only completed 1 pass, and that was to Ben Taylor of the Eagles, as he will give it off. First man through, just a simple little dive play. It'll pick up short yardage, bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, tough run by Runge, 3-4 yards there. But now they're in 3rd long, 3rd and 6. Our defense is doing a really good job of keeping the ball in front of them, not letting them get outside and get around us.
Mexico is only 2 of 10. This will be their 11th third down, and they've only picked up 2 of them so far. So to bring up third down, ball at the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line, as doing the option play, pitching it out, as Shivers will be short of the first down, so to bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, just the option with Shivers as the pitch man. Good job, everyone around. Whenever you defend the option, it takes a great amount of discipline. Everyone's got responsibilities. You got pitch man responsibility, you got dive man responsibility, you got the quarterback responsibility, and everyone did a great job striking that out of bounds. So far, knock on wood, Shivers has been kept in check tonight.
So it looks like they're maybe going to go for it here. It's up under center as Sims. It'll be 4th and about 3. As they'll step up now and look over to the sidelines. Now he'll say maybe we want to think about what we're going to do. Nobody back to possibly take a kick here. However, unless Shivers steps back.
They'll take a delay.
Yeah, clock rolling down. It's like they are either going to take the delay game, which they will. So that'll back them up here. Just the second penalty on Mexico. So now they'll back up. It'll be 4th and 8. Ball at the 48-yard line, their own 48. As Morris and Ash will be back to receive. Morris on the far side, Ash here on the near side. As Runjay will be back to punt it. So defense doing a nice job. So they're going to reset the clock here. I don't think it takes a discussion here by the, well, now I thought they were headed to have a discussion, but now he's just coming over here to say reset the clock. So,
yeah, I think we might have lost 20 seconds on the play clock.
I think they reset to 10:52. I think that's what I heard. So now we're ready. 10:52 left to go here in the ball game. Southern Boone leading by a score of 7-0. There's several people that are looking at that score update surprised by it, I think. We knew it was going to be a dogfight nonetheless. So Runjay will take the snap. He'll get the punt down. High punt will go. Take a couple of bounces as, again, it's going to be inside the 5, and we'll back Southern Boone up as that's where it'll be downed.
Fantastic punt by Runjay. He had no pressure, plenty of time. He did a good job and kicked it nice and high, and great roll. That was a nice play. That was a good 40-some yard and inside the 10-yard line. Distance and accuracy.
Yeah, that was very impressive there to back him up. So Southern Boone again will be backed up near their goal line as they will be at their own 5-yard line when they set up shop here. I think they ought to just go back to what they've been doing to air it out a little more, as they will give it off, ball carrier, change their formation here. It'll be a short gain before the big pile is pushed back.
Did you see that formation there? Double tight end,
yeah.
3 running backs in the backfield. That's old
quarterback
power,
under center.
Power T there, power I. So
Evans.
only got a 1, smash mouth. I don't know if we'll see that again. If you recall earlier, down inside the 5, Coach Ross called a pass play, and Evans did a fabulous job running the play, executing, made a nice throw. Yeah, splitting one guy out this time.
Yeah, kind of the same, very similar, same formation. Now they're going to move some players around and shift up. They'll load on the other side as Evans will give it off up the middle. I believe that's Bowles. He'll get maybe near the 10-yard line.
Try to do a little bit of misdirection, but still good job by the Mexico defense, being tough, being strong, doing a good job there. Now we're substituting out back to our regular formation. We had a couple other players that we normally don't see in there.
Yeah, they tried to see if, maybe something might work a little bit, but
it got us about 5 yards, a little more breathing room, so a little bit more room.
Third and manageable here is 3rd and 6, as they'll fake the handoff, rolling to the far side is Evans. He'll get it, and off the hands of his receiver would have been a first down.
Yeah, there's a bootleg, and you're running someone usually about 5 yards and out, right at the first down mark at that time. He had plenty of room, plenty of time. I think it was a little bit rushed on the throw. Looked like the ball was a little bit throw on the back hip of the receiver, but still got 2 hands on it. You still got to make that catch. But that was a nice call, though. Nice bootleg. Worked well. Worked as designed. Just didn't get executed all the way.
9:23 left to go here in the game. as Ben Taylor will be on to punt, as Runjay will be back as well as Shivers. Taylor will get the snap. Kick is down, low line drive kick. It's going to take a Southern Boone bounce as it'll continue to bounce and go dead about the 44-yard line. So not a bad punt there.
No, it was a nice result. With Shivers back there, you want to do the best you can to try to keep it out of his hands because he is capable. And that's why you saw me. I knocked on the wood with the door jam here just to make sure that, but yeah, give him a chance and he can take it. So nice kick, very effective. But in this field game war we're playing now, Mexico's getting the ball back numerous times here at the 50.
Yeah, the chess match continues as it's going to be which team makes the first mistake. Just 5 possessions in that third quarter. This is our 4th possession here in the fourth quarter of play. 9:14 left here in the game. Sims will drop back. He's looking to throw far side as he will almost have it intercepted. Ben Taylor, sorry, that is Morris, just about had another INT.
Second time on first down, they're trying to trick us, but good coverage by the second at a time. Not much of a pass rush that time. One thing I am noticing, the Mexico offensive linemen are kind of moving a little slow, so hopefully we can get some fire on our defensive line. We can use that to our abilities because they are kind of moving a little bit slow to the huddle.
Well,
but excellent defensive coverage there.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that there's been just as many passes completed to a Southern Boone Eagle player from Sims as he has to his own team. As now they're going to pitch it out on the sweep to the far side. Shivers has it, trying to get that corner. He will do a spin move, stay in bounds, squirt forward, pick up 7 after he was dead to rights at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, rocket toss to the right that time, and like I mentioned earlier, we got good speed on our defense, so they flew the ball really well, met him to the sideline, and Shivers did a good job of spinning them back to the middle to get another 5 yards. But good job on defense, matched that very, very well.
That's just where he knows the situation. He knows what's at stake. He knows what to do. Spun inside and vaulted himself forward and picked up 8 yards on what would have been just a short gain as Sims will give it first man through. Bowling over people, that is Runjay. He's got the first down as he picks up big yardage there.
Yeah, the offensive line came alive there and got some good holes there. Did a good job of making a big hole. And Runjay, again, 2 hands on the ball. I think he realizes how important it is this time to not lose that ball. So good, tough run, first down for the Mexican Bulldogs. Good job.
So they will get a new set of downs. Ball at the 29-yard line. 8:24 on the clock is a stoppage of play here. One of the Eagles a little slow to get up.
And there's Aiden Young coming out there. He's walking on his own accord, so hopefully he's in good shape.
Going to get some water here, so as they'll give it on the dive play again, and there's going to be Runjay. Will take it to the house from 29 yards out.
Nice blocking by the right-hand side. They opened a nice big hole. Not touched at all, I don't believe. And Runjay, again, he run through there. He had both hands on the ball, and as soon as he got a chance, he could spurt to the end zone. So nice design play, nice, consistent. Decided to dump the whole passing thing and go with what you know. And for Mexico, that's running the ball.
It goes as a 29-yard touchdown run.
Let's see if we can't get some penetration, get our hands up here.
So is this Runjay to kick?
Yep.
I believe it is. So he's doing double duty. He will come on to try the PAT. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is blocked as the Eagles have the lead, and they will blow the whistle dead. Nice job of the front line to get through. Put some hands up as the Eagles still have the 1-point lead at 7-6.
Yeah, I had a funny feeling that was going to happen. Good job. Nice job getting your hands up. Nice job getting good penetration. Good job all the way around.
We'll take a quick break and be back as the Eagles lead by a score of 7-6. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Goodell's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Well, Mexico had thoughts of tying the ball game up, but they get their extra point blocked. As the Eagles still have the lead by a score of 7-6.
Excellent job by the Eagles to come back there and kind of tough it up one last play. And you got to wonder, was Mr. Runge a little tired after running 30 yards for a touchdown?
I'm tired for him, and I've just been standing up here.
He's been running really tough. Pretty impressive young man.
So he will tee it up here as the Eagles have a 7-6 lead, as deep back to receive will be Morris and Ash. Morris on the far side, Ash here on the near side. Runge will tee it up. He's got a 6x4, yeah. So that'll be taken by Morris at about his 5. He's going to work towards the far side. Has some blockers, still on his feet across the 30, still on his feet. He'll be tripped up there as he will get out near across the 35. Good return there for him. It'll be decent field position.
Yeah, very nice return that time. He went straight up. He followed his blockers. Got a good job of getting some extra yardage. So nice, good run, good return. Hopefully for the first time we get some pretty good field position.
7:59 left to go here in the ball game.
First time in a while.
Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line for Southern Boone. They've got to eat some time off the clock, punch it in here if they can. Evans will be in shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll throw it to the near side to Morris on a little screen pass. He's got some blocks. He's got the first down, still on his feet. Going across midfield. He'll be pushed back, but he'll get near midfield.
Beautiful blocking by his fellow receivers. McKee did a great job blocking, and and Kellen Ash did a good job blocking. So good job, nice quick pass. Don't give them a chance at all to put any pressure on the quarterback.
He stayed in bounds too. Clock continuing to roll. 7:40 and counting. Evans in shotgun. He'll have one back behind him. Defense showing like they're going to bring pressure, but they back out of it. As Evans looks here over to the near side. Play clock at 20, so plenty of time. Bowles will be in the backfield. 3 receivers far side. They'll give it off to Bowles. He's trying to be patient. He'll be met in the backfield, pushing the pile forward. Looks like he'll get about a yard.
Yeah, Mexico blitzed 2 that time, and that time we ran right to the blitz. Number 71, their defensive lineman did a good job getting off the ball, making the tackle. Good play call by the Mexico Bulldogs there.
So I'll bring up, they give him a better spot. They say forward progress got to the 49 of Mexico, so we'll bring up a 2nd and 8 now. And clock continuing to roll, under 7 to go. It's a 1-point lead at 7-6 for Southern Boone. Evans will be in shotgun, trips near side, one far side. He'll get the shotgun snap. Quick, he'll pump fake near side. Now looking downfield, has a receiver. That's Morris. He's going to take it. 10-5, touchdown. He takes it 49 yards to the house.
Well, that time, the previous play, we ran into the blitz. This time, they blitzed to the left. Ran the guy to the quarterback, rolled out to the right. Did a good job. Did a good job on the receiver there catching the ball. And then ran into the end zone.
Morris takes it 49 yards out for the touchdown. Lengthens his team's lead at 13-6. This extra point coming up is super important here. Salter will come on to try the PAT. Officials running on late. I don't know what they're doing, but
resetting the play clock.
Okay. I thought they were there having some coffee, as that play is a 3-play, 63-yard drive. Kick is up, and kick is good. That is an important PAT, as that comes with 6:36 left to go here in this final period of action, as it now makes it a 14-6 score. Southern Boone will take a quick break and be back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Well, the Eagles take it 63 yards and punch it in. Capped off with a 49-yard touchdown pass from Evans to Morris, as the PAT was good by Salter. That makes it a little bit larger lead in their favor. It's by 8 now at 14-6. As that is exactly what they needed to do. The only thing I would say on that that's bad is they didn't quite take too much time off the clock.
No, they did not. But that extra point, enormous importance there. So
now it's going to be a little pooch kick, an onside kick, as somebody's got to fall on it. Ball still on the grass. Looks like Mexico will dive on it, but it looked like they almost caught him napping there.
Yeah, I like that. Number 69 for the Bulldogs has kind of been walking around
he's
a
slow
lot.
And he's big,
and
he's mean.
They kicked it right over his head, right where you would expect him to have to go cover it. But good job by Mexico. I kind of like the call by Coach Ross. Nice job.
As they say, he's big, he's mean, he's ugly, but he's a little slow. Yeah. He's probably a little tired too. I'm not taking anything away from him, but great job there of the execution and about a perfectly placed kick by Salter, as Sims will fall down with that ball is on the ground. We'll see who comes out of the pile with it. It'll stay with Mexico. That's their third fumble of the day.
Yeah, they ran the split left, split right formation again and trying to spread things out, but the bad snap again is what it looked like to me.
Either way, they do fall forward. It's like Centralia's leading Hallsville at the end of the third, 20-12. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 9 here. Clock rolling under 6 to go. They'll pitch it off on that sweep far side with it. Shivers makes one man miss. He's off to the races across midfield as he'll be pushed out there. Well, that should have been a 5-yard loss. Ends up being a 20-yard gain.
Yeah, rocket toss to the right that time. Eagles got great penetration to kind of slow him down a split second, but he did a good job breaking that tackle. Got another 15 to 20 yards after that. And kind of tough stick to the defensive guy, too, at the very end there. But still, good job by the Eagles getting to the guy to make sure he didn't take it to the house that time, because Shivers has that ability. So good job by the Eagles to keep it to what it was.
I want to give a shout-out. We have a listener up in Alaska right now, so much different weather than here in Ashland, Missouri. As handoff to the second man through, that is Shivers. He will pick up almost a first down, but did the ball come out? They say he was down. It did come out, but they say he was down.
Yeah. Certainly a greater effort to get the ball in the hands of their most explosive player. Looks like he's dinged up a little bit right now, though. I bet he'll be back, though.
Yeah, it looks like he might have just got the wind knocked out of him. So shout out to our listener in Alaska. It's Sitka, Alaska, maybe. So have some listeners we can see in Washington, Clinton, Washington, a whole lot here in the Midwest. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in North Carolina, a couple listeners there. South Dakota. So we're up from Alaska, clear over to the other coast. So
North Carolina, huh? That's the Charlotte area. Coach Silvers, if you're out there listening, good luck on your new job.
So glad to see we've got listeners across the board, and always glad you're tuned in to our broadcast here on the Show Me Sports Network, the exclusive home for Southern Boone County Eagles athletics. We've got softball on the air as well that we've been covering, and football here is still trying to attend to Shivers as he will get up, be helped off, gets a nice hand from the crowd that is here. He will walk off under his own power, so that is a good sign to see, but he'll at least be out for the next play. But as we said, if you haven't done so, be sure and head over to our Facebook page. It's where we use our social media the most. Just search for the Show Me Sports Network. Give it a like, give it a share. Try to post some of the different things going on that we have, the starters for the game. We try to do that if we can get them in time, but we have a game day graphic also. We're posting our games anywhere you can hear podcasts. You can hear our game archives. Also on YouTube, working on getting those on there. Just search for Show Me Sports Network. Sims will be up under center. He'll give it the first man through. He'll have close to the first down. Now gets pushed back, but they're going to say he's short. It will bring up a third down.
Yeah, tough run by Rungy that time. It looks like our I'm going to say that looks like Aiden Young may ought to have been on that. His dad's shaking his head left and right. So anyway, good play there. Kept it just a foot short. Third down and a foot.
This will be a real good time for Aiden to come through and maybe get a quarterback sack. I think still have the reward there for him. So, be a good time for him to come through, especially on this third down. It's third and short. Clock under 5 to go. As they will give it off, and it's going to be short as Runjay was short on the play. He was tackled quickly, held up, and thrown back. He'll lose a yard on the play as the defense stiffens up.
Yeah, Coach Garris blitzed Teller that time, and he hit the hole hard and guessed right. And as soon as the ball was handed off, he was right there wrapped around him. So great tackle by Teller. Great call by Coach Garris to cause some pressure.
So they are most likely going to go for it here. They're down by 14-6. Clock under 4:20 to go here in the game. It's 4th and 2 as they'll do the rocket toss on the far side. Ball carrier will have it as this is Dement, I believe, carrying the ball.
Yeah, nice play call too by the Bulldogs coach there. Hadn't done very well the last couple times in the middle, so do a rocket toss. Not quite expecting number 2 to get the ball because we haven't seen him too much, but good job, good quick. Still, only a couple yards. Good job by the Eagles defense to keep that limited to what they did.
Clock under 4 to go now, 14-6, Southern Boone lead. As Sims will give it straight up the middle, working far side. That's Runjay. He'll be tripped up, but he's got close to a first down as they will move the chains.
Really like this young man. Just a nice, tough run. Just runs it hard. He's not overly big. He's not overly strong. He's just a tough son of a gun. Nice hole on the left-hand side there. He had run to the right quite a bit the last few times, so that's why you got to defend the whole field. Nice run, nice play.
They run, you said, run here to the near side as Sims will keep it himself, looking to option it. He'll be stripped down quickly as he got pulled and pushed both directions there. It'll be a short gain.
One thing I've noticed that Mexico's running the ball pretty quickly or calling the plays pretty quickly. Shivers is now checking in, so he looks to be okay.
He does come back in here. As clock under 3 to go now. That's continuing to tick away. Say he got about 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8. So they'll send Shivers in motion. They'll give it straight up the middle, and short gain there as tripped up quickly is Runjay. I'll say he gained, actually, he lost about a half yard.
Yeah, the middle linebacker just hit that hole hard. I couldn't tell who it was. I think it might have been Teller, might have been Taylor. Did a good job stuffing that hole, wrapping up really well.
So this will bring.
Been running the 4-man line most of the second half. They're sticking with that still, too.
This will bring up a 3rd and 7 now, long 7 or short 8. As they'll pitch it off, trying the rocket toss here to the near side. As trying to stretch it out, he will dive for the end zone. That is Grubb, and they say he was out of bounds, so he comes up short.
Yeah, that was a fantastic block that time by number 30 on the outside. He blocked his man out. He ran the ball inside, did a good job of getting as much as he could. So nice-looking play by the Bulldogs there.
They stretched it out and were able to almost punch it in. His Grubb, that's only like the 2nd or 3rd carry he's had today. He is a slow-moving Mack truck, but that's the thing, is he's a Mack truck. As up under center will be Sims. He'll send one in motion. He'll drop the ball. It's on the ground, and it will be recovered by Mexico.
Yeah, he landed right on that. Again, the last couple plays, I'm noticing that Coach Garris has really got those linebackers playing up close. They're blitzing. They're hitting those gaps hard. So I think if Mexico scores here, it's got to be on the outside because Coach Garris is not letting them do it on the inside.
Clock under a minute 45 and counting here In regulation, Southern Boone leads by a score of 14-6. Sims will be up under center. It looks like it's about the 4-yard line. They'll try the rocket toss to the far side. Shivers is going to have it. He'll be taken down. He'll lose yardage on the play.
Is that Taylor that time?
I think that was Taylor shrieking through there. He just rode him down.
He hit that.
Like he was trying to make a run for the rodeo last weekend.
Just like we thought, nothing on the inside, so rocket toss to your best player out on the edge. And, again, the Eagles have done a fine job all night flowing to the ball.
If football doesn't work out for Mr. Taylor, he might think about being a calf wrestler. Looks like a busted play here as going back, and it'll be a quarterback sack on 3rd down. As Aiden Young leading the charge there, and it'll be a 4th down now as Mexico going the wrong way.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely looked like a busted play there. Not sure what the heck happened. Everyone was a little slow, and including the defense. We weren't quite ready for what they were doing. It did look like a called pass play, though.
Yeah, they looked like they were trying to run somebody across the play. This didn't look like they were really having much luck there as clock stopped. 48.9 seconds left on the clock. And this this is the ball game right here.
4th and 11. What do you got?
4th and 11.
You haven't been able to do much in passing.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an option here.
So what does Coach Garris call? Is Coach Garris going to send some heat up the middle?
I think you send the house. You do just send everybody.
Yeah.
Send all 11 guys to the backfield. But that is the thing, is that pass has not worked all night, so this would be the opportunity where you wouldn't expect it because that's not been anything in their repertoire, as Sims has just as many completed passes to his teammates as he does to Southern Boone County Eagle players. So Sims will be up under center. 4th down ball game, this is it. 48.9 seconds left. As they'll pitch it, fake the pitch, he'll roll to the far side looking for the end zone. He's got his receiver, but he's short of the end zone. As the defense stiffens up, and they will hold him out, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Fantastic play by the defense. Not a bad play call by the offense. They faked it to the left and did the quarterback rollout to the right-handed quarterback. That's going to be his easy side to throw. Wide open, good throw, but excellent job closing the play off there by the defenses. So again, the defense has played very fast tonight. They've done a great job of flowing to the ball. Good job making tackles. So excellent all the way around.
The ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line. 42.1 seconds left.
How many timeouts? Mexico?
We've got 2. They've got 3.
I think they called 1. They may only have 2.
Oh, you're right. I wrote it on the wrong side.
That's all right.
Yep. They
That's
just
okay.
called a timeout. So they've got 2. We've got 3.
Are they going to call a timeout? Clock's still running. I guess I know they can't really. But, hey, I remember at California, we got lucky that the California made a bad play call. There ended up being a fumble, and this young man here in front of me, a couple rows, Reagan Witt, scooped it up and scored a touchdown.
Well, at this point, the Eagles do not have to run a play as 20 on the clock, on the play clock, 12 on the game clock, as time will wind down, as continuing to roll down at 2-1, and that is the ball game, as Southern Boone will get the victory as they win by a score of 14-6 in a dogfight. It was a barn burner. Everything you script up in a game. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with our postgame show as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Me Sports Network. Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football has been brought to you by
Avon with Michelle Carty, Boone County Journal, Centurion Cares, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, Last Sentinel Firearms, Retrieving Freedom, Sawdust Studios, Southern Boone Booster Club, and
Zealous WBGT. The biggest and absolute best coverage in mid-Missouri continues as you're just moments away from the exclusive post-game show. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football on the Eagles Radio Network.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Our broadcast crew will discuss their thoughts on tonight's game as well as look ahead to the next action for the Eagles. Exclusive post-game coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football is brought to you by
Avon with Michelle Carty, Boone County Journal, Centurion Cares, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, Last Sentinel Firearms, Retrieving Freedom, Sawdust Studios, Southern Boone Booster Club, and
Zealous WBGT. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football on the Eagles Radio Network. Now let's go live to the field to the Show Me Sports Network broadcast booth.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a dogfight, and that's exactly what it turned into. However, Southern Boone able to hold on and get the 14-6 victory. As tough fought, there are going to be some tired Eagle players here this weekend. They're going to have some bruises and definitely have some scrapes along the way, but they get the win today. Most importantly, they get a win over their Class 3 District 5 opponent in the Mexico Bulldogs. Mexico drops to 0-2 on the season. For Southern Boone, they even at 1-1. As taking a look at your scoring summary, well, not a whole lot of scoring to talk about, but most of it, 2/3 of it, was in favor of Southern Boone, as they needed to go all the way to 4.7 seconds left to go before half, as neither team scored in the first quarter, but with 4.7 seconds left to go in the first half, it was a 30-yard touchdown pass from Evans to McKee. Salter, the PAT, was good. That made it a 7-0 score. That took us through to the end of the first half. Mexico did run one play, and then it went to halftime. Then neither team was able to score in the third quarter. However, Mexico would answer on a 29-yard touchdown run by Runjay. The PAT was blocked. He is their PAT kicker. That was a 4-play, 44-yard drive with 8:06 left to go in the fourth quarter. That was a 7-6 score, again in favor of Southern Boone. Then Southern Boone would score again, this time on a 49-yard touchdown play from Evans to Morris. The PAT by Salter was good. That was a 3-play, 63-yard drive. That came with 8:36 left in the ball game. That made it a 14-6 score, and that is where we ended our ball game at. Most importantly there, that came as an answer to the touchdown for Mexico. As I said, Mexico drops to a record of 0-2, and Southern Boone moves to a record of 1-1. As we said, taking a look at this game, though, there were 12 first downs for Mexico, just 7 for Southern Boone. 4 fumbles, 1 lost of those 4 fumbles for Mexico. They had 1 interception. Southern Boone also had an interception. They had no fumbles on the day. And taking a look at penalties, 2 for Mexico, 3 for Southern Boone. Mexico was 4 for 15 on third down. Southern Boone was 2 of 9 in the third down area. They were 0 of 6 on fourth down. For Mexico, they were 2 of 8 on third downs, and their quarterback was sacked 3 times. Evans was just sacked 1 time, and 2 quarterback knockdowns against Mexico, and Evans was hurried 1 time. As we take a look to most of these games, or most of these quarters rather, were 6 or under possessions, as 4 possessions started the game off in the first quarter. There were a total of 7 possessions there in the second quarter. In the third quarter, it was just 5 possessions, and then 7 possessions there in the fourth quarter. So you see why our game gets over pretty quickly is just because we didn't have a whole lot of stoppage of play as clock continued to run here. As a well-fought game for both squads. Just Eagles came out a little bit better, and really it took them much of the game to kind of get that answer, but their defense looked very, very sharp here as they held Mexico in check, particularly that ground game. They held it well in check, as really you can't script up much more than that. Just gave up the one touchdown.
Great job of the defense. Couldn't ask more from them. They played fast. They all swarmed the ball. Great tackles. Good job tackling the ball. Got the turnover advantage as well. Just did a really good job. They kept Shivers in check. My guess it's probably a very few games that he doesn't have a big 40 to 50 yard play, and we kept him in check the whole time. All in all, excellent job by the defense. Coach Garris made some really good play calls. Cummings working with the defensive ends did a fantastic job. Just we can go up and down. Just a really good job on the defense. And like you said, not a lot of stoppage in play when the ball is run a lot and the clock keeps on moving, and not a ton of penalties that were called in both ways. So fairly low penalty call game, so the game goes really fast. So unfortunately, that means for us we don't have a ton of scores to share at this point. I'll just give you what we know for now. Hallsville and Centralia, last I heard, was tied at 20-20. So after we're done here, you can go listen to that call.
Yeah, about
still 20-20.
Yep, about 6 minutes or so
still
left.
Still 20-20 there. We also have another good game going on at Capital City and Battle. Last score there was 32-26 Battle. Blair Oaks took care of Luther North. It appears quite easily. They won 35-0. So it's a good quality win there. Luther North is never that down. So good game there for Blair Oaks. Let's see what other final scores do I have, or close to the final scores. Elias has been up on Hickman pretty good, 38-0. Warsaw Reverse Sales at the half, 18-0. But that's only the scores I've had right now. We got Coach Ross has happened to come up, and I can pass him a non-sweaty set of headphones here.
Well, as we do that, again, the Southern Boone County Eagles get the 14-6 win in a game that just was a dogfight from start to finish. But we are joined by Eagles head football coach and Mark Ross. Coach Ross, congrats on the first win.
Yeah, thank you. We're glad that we get out of here with that one.
We kind of talked about it a little bit. We knew it was going to be a dogfight, to say the least, but it really just came down to exactly that. Both teams just walking up and the proverbial just punch each other in the mouth and keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense tonight was tremendous. Those guys kept hitting and picking them up and do it again, and forcing them to put the ball on the ground a couple times and kind of had them rattled at times. And Coach Garris did a nice job of mixing up the fronts and having those guys ready to play this week. And that's what it came down to was the defense tonight.
Well, this was a very quick game. There were only 4 possessions in the first quarter. And really, you guys, it was just that chess match. You mashed each other. You did well. But you guys were able to take advantage of one of the fumbles. They had 4 fumbles on the day in Mexico. You guys got 1, and each having an interception. But that shifted a little bit of momentum your way.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the biggest thing for me with all that was, a lot of the offensive stuff was self-inflicted. You look at the first 3 drives, we're driving the ball. We have a high snap. Then the next drive we have a penalty. Then we have an interception. And so we were kind of relying on those momentum swings to kind of get us righted back in the right direction there.
That's just exactly it, and we've talked about that. It's very much a game of momentums. That first score, though, did come off that interception, and that was late. I mean, it took all of the time basically in the first half to get that, but that was well executed. It was a pretty 30-yard touchdown play.
Yeah, that was a great job by A.J. to kind of extend the play there, and Tristan to see him rolling out of the pocket there and kind of break off his route and start working downhill towards him to be able to go score that touchdown. It was just a really nice job by both those guys to recognize the situation and find a way to get it in the end zone.
What was the mood at halftime in the locker room where you guys were up the touchdown? You knew you got the balls to start the second half. what was kind of the mood? What did you guys talk about?
Yeah, it was pretty calm. We were trying to get some things fixed up front a little bit, and just kind of talking some things that we saw out of them offensively in the first half that we expected to kind of change a little bit here in the second half. But it was a calm demeanor by the guys. And we just talked about you get the opportunities to put the pedal down and don't let up. Because they're a team that's does have some experience over there, and they can blow this thing open in the second half if we relax.
Well, they did score a 29-yard touchdown play there in the fourth quarter, but then you guys answered right back. You took it. It was 3 plays for 63 yards, capped off with a 49-yard touchdown pass from Evans to Morris, and it was a fun play to call. It looked great. What did it look like down on the field?
Yeah, it was he had a couple different options there. It was a great job by him to find Chase and just a well-placed ball. I thought for a second maybe that corner was going to pick that off or at least tip it and get a hand on it, but it sailed through there, and Chase did a nice catch and run there.
Well, then we also talk a lot about, peaking at the right time and going in the right place. There, that last drive for Mexico, they were able to get it deep down into territory and basically knock on the door, but the defense came alive. They definitely ended on a high. They were able to get a turnover on downs. Basically that whole last goal line stand, the entire time Mexico was going the wrong direction every play.
Yeah, that showed a lot out of the kids there in that situation. They were pretty gassed to continue to fight, and some of those plays, Chase Morse coming up from the safety spot and making that play on the edge for like a 6-yard loss was huge to kind of set up that situation. Of course, then we get a batted ball on the next play, and that was a huge series of downs right there late in the game.
Well, the good thing is we talked about in the pregame with a district matchup. You guys took care of business. You did what you needed to do, and that's where everything starts. So it's a great victory tonight, something that's going to, I think, carry over to the holiday weekend here and get everybody set up for the game next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming into conference play here, this is a good feeling. Going into next week, but we've got some things that we need to work on, and we can't lose focus on what we need to improve on to continue moving forward each week.
Well, any final thoughts before you get out of here? I know you want to go celebrate with everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate the fans tonight. The student section was absolutely phenomenal, and another home one next week, so hope to see everyone there.
We even had fireworks. I tell you, I'd get used to that.
Absolutely.
We need to win more often. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. So that's head coach for Southern Boone County Eagles and Mark Ross. We appreciate him taking time to come up here and talk to us here in our post-game show, as we'll let him go and enjoy the victory here with the team and with his family and the fans that have hung around here. As just a great night to finish off. It makes you a little nervous on some of these games when they get down towards the end like this. And the defense, as he said, they were gassed, they were tired, but they hung with it and they stayed with it. And that by far was their best defensive stand. As I said, the entire that goal line stand, every play that Mexico ran was going the wrong direction and went for negative yards.
I think this is the best. I think this is the best defensive performance we've seen in a couple of years, to be honest with you. I liked how every level was playing. Secondary played strong, knocking passes down. Linebackers were filling the holes quick. The linemen were doing a great job. All in all, it was just a fantastic defense. And I think, unfortunately, most of our games are going to be like this all year. I don't think with this many young players and so forth, and a new program kind of getting restarted here, it's going to be games like this. But hey, that's going to be exciting.
Exactly.
And fortunately, we're lucky enough where we get to see a lot of good, exciting teams come on our schedule. So
they're a whole lot of fun to call when they're this close, especially when you're on the victory side. So, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, this is exactly the kind of game I thought we'd see. I thought both. I mentioned the offensive line was going to be important at the beginning of the game. I thought both offensive linemen played really well, and really the big surprise was both teams' defensive lines came to play. So great job all the way around. Mexico, nothing to be ashamed of. They just got to, I think, kind of work on their passing game a little bit, but that's okay. But again, did a great job. The defense was outstanding. Did a fantastic job of containing everyone out there. So good job by the Eagles defense. Good job by the Eagles offense getting what they needed to get done.
Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to us. It's been our pleasure bringing you the game here tonight as the Southern Boone County Eagles move to 1-1 on the season as they beat the Mexico Bulldogs by a final of 14-6. And that's their start for Class 3 District 5 district play as they get the victory here tonight at home in Ashland. For Mike Freeze, I'm Blake Gasaway for the Show Me Sports Network. Until we talk to you with our next football action will be next Friday as the California Pintos come to town. Pregame will be at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. We'll actually have softball Monday and Tuesday as pregame will start about 4:50 with first pitch coming at 5 o'clock. So we'll have a couple other activities before we listen to football once again. So until we talk to you then, so long and have a great evening.
Exclusive home for Southern Boone County Eagles football, the Show Me Sports Network, and the Eagles Radio Network. The Show Me Sports Network broadcast crew are the ones that know your Eagles the best. Exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football has been brought to you by
Avon with Michelle Carty, Boone County Journal, Centurion Cares, Eddie Good.
Throughout the Midwest and even more around the world, this is the Show Me Sports Network. The preceding was an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and was a high-fidelity all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.